And we are live. Hi everybody, welcome. Hope you're all doing okay. I had a time of getting out in the sun at work, but unfortunately I did not have the foresight to bring a hat or sunscreen, so I'm a bit sunned up a little bit. I'm seeing some clear lines on my arms and I can see it on my forehead and my nose, so that's fun. I don't think it's a full-on burn though. Thankfully, because mostly my back was to the sun, but yeah, I was outside for a while and it got really damn hot out there, but hopefully things will cool off over the next few days because we're expected to get some rain. But yeah, as you can see in the stream title, we are playing some more Esoteric Ebb, which has been interesting because we got into a particular development that I kind of wish I didn't, considering what the ramifications were, but I'm kind of interested into seeing the fallout of this. So, to sum up what happened last time, we had stopped Rolo and the shitheads from ever following through on their plan. We went through some more of the underground area and got a spectral glaive, which is pretty sick. We fought off the creature that killed me last time, the stalactite creature. I think it's stalactite, is it? I keep mixing the two up. So we destroyed that creature, and we're apparently missing some kind of red gemstone for the eye of the lion in the underground. So I'm going to see if I can try and search around for that. And then we proceeded to accept a quest where we hand out contract pamphlet-like things to various businesses in Tolstad to, have them sign on more to the Ascani Reed's trading company. And we did so, and then as I was going to go back to confirm the quest, we were greeted with this character, this angel character, who was part of the Golden Line, which is that holy order of angels we encountered before, or heard about before rather, that had subjugated an entire halfling population and conscripted them. They're essentially just like hive mind of angels that wants to spread their influence far and wide, like the Cybermen in Doctor Who. And yeah, it's pretty evident that they were going to try and be a benefactor to the Free Striders so that they could spread their influence further. And I told both of them to fuck off. And the angel left. And in consequence to that, Vera, who is like the representative of the Free Striders, got really mad at us. And now I can't access the warehouse because, I pissed her off. And due to not being able to access the warehouse, I can't get ink for the Asgalist press, so that's going to be an awkward conversation to be like, hey, I can't get in there now, and I can't use knock on the door there because the interactivity on the door is just not going to let me. So, oh well. Like, if I go in right now, and I try to talk to her, I can't cast Charm Person. Like, the orc glares at you. Yeah, she is really mad, and I can't cast spells. How would I talk to this guy? Hey, rude guy. Don't call Master rude. I can call anyone I want anything I want. And why is your scarf talking? You are rude. Rude schmoke. Meek sulks. Is there something I'm gonna do to get you to look the other way? Look, I'm bound here, Only higher orders will allow me to look the other way. Higher orders? It sighs and puffs. A puff of smoke whisks in the air. You're not so... Okay. DC 12? You really pissed him off. I'm getting really fucking pissed off. Why not? There we go. Much better rolls. Shield. Your skin is a shield. Take off your right glove. Huh? Place your hand in front of the smoke guy right in the flames. Confidently, you reach forth. Oh, Smoke Boy, what the critting? Smoke Boy, what the critting? I don't know. Is that critting? Yeah. What the critting are you doing? With your second hand, you cast Druidcraft, causing the flames to wrap around your hand. Holy hells and bells and stuff, it exclaims and dances around your searing hand. It is not a lot, but you can sway the flames by tugging primal strings. Gods be damned, dude! This is enough. Slowly remove your damaged hand from the fire. Your heartbeat screams in your ears. Blood rushing, adrenaline pumping. Beyond your body, the smoke creature laughs wildly. You're awesome! Fuck it, I guess you are an elemental lord. I'll look the other way. You go ahead and do whatever you want, boss. You hear him cackling as he rolls over and stares into the wall. Okay, that's it for now. Bye, Spirit. Pretty successful roll to start with. Yeah, so now she's really mad at us. We just cannot do anything about that. What's this thing? You approach the half-sphere, the 8 bands. You see Divinitorum, Ascan, Reeds, and Vorgeni. It accurately depicts the best calculated distances we've got. Okay, so we're... Oh, so the world is like half a globe. Interesting. Look at Divinitorum. Divinitorum, a pointy coastline centered around a mountainous region at its center, marked as Peak of the Gods. Unnatural formations and shapes litter the landscape around it. Gate era remains, signs of divine battle. Further inland, you see a vast flat plain divided into perfect squares, some with moat-like rivers surrounding them. A name spans this area. It says the Golden Horde. Various city-states are placed along the mountains on the coast. Towns and roads are marked out across the plains. A great and terrible band. Look at Ascan. Ascan. You see the burned coast to the east with the Elim forest covering the border with reeds. To the west are all the hills and mountains of Fortnip and Viskan. It says in bold big letters, Norvik, at the start of the river that cuts through the middle of the band. A great city with great lettering. While this is your home band, you've only ever left the confines of Norvik once, and only to a neighboring river town. Remember that long ship trip? Terrible. Or that long ship trip. Your stomach grumbles, yet you do not know why. Could be hungry. Apples. Yes, more apples. Look at Reeds. Reeds, a vast temperate band. The coastline is bent into a large half lake. Many city-states litter the landscape. Most are remnants of magocracies. Those who were not destroyed entirely during the Coast War. You see the Elim Forest to the west and several marked-out areas on the map designated cursed grounds. The Coast War took much, even the land itself. Look at Vorgeni. Vorgeni, a great highland, strangely shaped lakes, special markings designating gravity masses, floating spheres of farmland that are logically difficult to map out. The only real cities are placed along the coast. The line is marked out halfway towards the wastes. It says, Frontier Gap. You've heard of this place and its beauty. Perhaps one day you will see it yourself. Spin it around. You do so, revealing the other 4 bands, those furthest away from your home band. You see Haishi, Kargamesh, Feltire, and Im. You've never actually seen these bands, so who knows what they're like. Look at Haishi. Haishi, a grand jungle with a handful of mountain ranges splitting the band into a spiral. It looks like a maw. Several parts of this map are drawn very abstractly. We do not have proper information on large swaths of this band. It is simply too dangerous to map it out properly. One of the few points actually marked out is Lake Kuja, near the border of Orgeni. Look at Kargamesh. Kargamesh, 2 vast deserts with pockets of magical green across. The rocky savanna to the west and the far-reaching dunes of the east. Divided by the vast river ravine, the Bay of Four, at the peak of which lies the legendary city of Ukul. It is also marked by vast symbols for other undercoast ravines, which connect with the various cities. The stereotypical exotic land beyond the coast. You have read many a tale set in this wondrous land. The Sand of the Orient and Emerald Serpents. Stories about men striving to conquer the foreign hordes and their lands. Glorious. Fuck off, Strength. You always remembered them more as being about connection with the foreign. How can we all learn from those who are different? All that fighting against elemental evils surely went against that message. Perhaps so. Look at Feltire. Feltire, red and white plains with great forests to the east and deserts to the west. A wonderful feature of the map, you can actually make out the corpse of Gregorian as he lay upon Blood City Bay. Truly a fascinating landmark. One of those wonders of the world you should see once before you die. Look at Eam. Eam, the walled band. Large portions of the map are blank. These are marked out as Igeria? Yeah, Igeria's inner wall. You know very little of this land, as does everyone else. Look at George C, the top of half of the sphere. George C, the blue top half of the hemisphere. Above the strip of land, you see 1,000 little islands and islets marked out, along with common trade routes. But the further up you go, the fewer markings upon the blue. Only the Far Isles can be found there. Far Isles, the islands found deep in George Sea, even further than Middle Edge, known for their aberration inhabitants, and the large legendary pirate treasure hidden all around. At the top it says George Point. Beyond that, off the coast of Haishi, you see Salto de Sapo Alegre, and below reads you see the text Middle Edge. This is a sea hemisphere. There are full globes that depict the land in more detail as well. However, since there is no consensus on exact distances due entirely to the unstable esoteric natures of both inland and seaward, whether people view Jor's realm as a hemisphere or a globe is up to use cases. Okay, so the world isn't actually a half sphere in this context. It's more like it's up for debate on how much of it is actually perceivable and what is past this. Interesting. Seaward, a term for travel towards the coast and towards Jor's Point. What is a hemisphere again? It is not always depicted this way. If you look across the room, you can see a full globe version as well. However, the scholarly modern depicting of the world is indeed a hemisphere purely for practical reasons. Travel across the deeper parts of Jor's Sea can be done via arcs across the ocean, while travel across land of the sort that in any way approaches the endless wastes will likely result in getting lost in long marches. This is extremely difficult to understand. You have spent months studying esoteric geography at the towers. Okay, so travel through sea is possible, and it is, but this is just kind of done for the sake of simplicity. Spin it back. You do so, seeing the 4 bands closest to you. Emotionally, at least. Interesting. So yeah, this is supposed to go to the warehouse, except I can't, and guild workers, huh? Are there any guild workers I can talk to that can get me in here? Because I really could use that. Whoops, I did not. What the hell? Alright, well, we're going to go to the Asgal apartment complex area because I need to talk to them and be like, hey, just to see if they have any way to help me out. Because I'm now locked out of there. I cannot get in there at all. Let's see. What else can I do? Is this one the... No. Is this the one? Yes. Smee. Smee was the, place. Hey, I may have fucked up. Special inkwells will do. Arcano machines like this are picky beasts. They drink what they drink. Oh, no. Well, I think that's a failed quest. You see a throng of dwarves shuffling around inside the tiny apartment. The smell of confined sweat reminds you of that summer you spent as a farmhand on the plantation. I've seen that already. Wait, did I not have a conversation with him already? They're stacked on top of one another. The apartment full of nothing but dwarven willpower. How can they even breathe in here? Just like an apartment. Nothing at all. We've done this conversation before. I talked to him last time. Yeah, we went through this whole thing. I don't know why it felt like it... Huh? Speaking of this, I actually have Dwarven ancestry, you know. He squints at you. No, really. I'm very dwarvish. Or dwarfish. No, I believe you. Just wondering how much. A quarter? Half? I think I had a great-grandpa dwarf or something. He grumbles. Well, you're a dwarf in my eyes. I'm sure you've got a lovely beard under that helm of yours. Yes, though don't remind me. I'll get itchy. He scowls. I can imagine. He looks you up and down. You're kind of short, too. Short and proud. He means it as a compliment. Dwarves, man. Ha! A proud heritage. Oh, yes. The dwarf flashes you a smirk. Yeah. Alright, there really is nothing I can do. I fucked up. Because the notion on there is to be like, hey, get this ink for our printing press so that we can distribute a bunch of papers on election day to get the most Asgal votes possible. And unfortunately, like they said that they would estimate getting 60% of the population. They just wanted to get more for their votes. But I fucked up. So, oops. And I can't, and it's so strange that I cannot use knock on that door. But, oh well, I guess. River Takey. We have not, there's still some things we have yet to have figured out, like who pushed us. Dragon of Tolstad. This Frank, son of Frank, we need to talk to. We need to find that minstrel, too, the bard that we were attempting to help with the rent situation. You know, we've never actually been able to get this tree situation done. You look up at the branches of a bracken tree. It stands tall in the garden over you, towering over you. It is majestic. Look up at the branches above. We've already been through this. Is that a hole in the bark? Wide enough for you to stick your hand inside. Something glimmers up there, a treasure in a bird's nest. Yes, get up there, now. It could cause great physical harm if you fell from that height. We've already climbed the tree. Pressing your entire body against the rough bark, you slowly make your way upwards. Go, go, go! Just a bit more! Please get down from there, cleric. Hey, there we go. Wrapping your body around the trunk, you lift yourself up. The bark is rough enough for you to get a pretty firm grip, despite the vertical nature of this feat you're attempting. One foot and hand movement after another, each holding on to dear life. You take a deep breath and reach up, finally getting a hold of one of the upper branches. You've done it. Heaving yourself the last way, you get a view you did not expect. A bird's nest, unguarded, full of shiny trinkets. Jackpot! Shove your hand inside the nest. Grab the ring. Silverware of the finest kind, with a black stone at its center. Grab the coins. Or shard of jor? I'll take that. The bleached white and polished rock doesn't look too valuable, unless it's in your palm. You feel the tingle. It's magic, baby. Grab the coins. Several crowns go straight into your pocket. Thanks, birds. Get back down. Retracting your steps, you soon find yourself back on solid ground. You lived. I'm surprised. Now can we go? Bye, tree. All right, what did I just get? What was that ring? Ring of protection. Ooh. Sends you down the spine, protects you. Dampens high damage. That'd be pretty handy. Also, I'm going to turn off this mask or helmet for a different one. Which is the other one? What other one do I want to put on? I'm kind of curious about something. Hold on. You hold up the pebble. Please don't bother anyone with that, cleric. You think about who to send a message to. There are a few targets you have in mind. Viskin, Oyugui, Lady Sageleaf. Okay, I can't talk to... Alright, I thought maybe if I could talk to Vera, I could circumvent the issue that I had there, but I guess not. I can't equip that on my head. It's -2 on the charisma. Ugh, that tanks pretty badly. 2 strength, 2 wisdom. Fucking beautiful. Maybe we just have to put on the classic helmet. I could have swore I had another helmet. I don't know where it is. Okay, well, where'd that other helmet I had go? -2 on dexterity. It's what I've been rocking so far, so it's not the worst thing. It just... If I find another helmet, I might need to equip that. How much money have I got? Hold on. 30 total? Oh my god, I am broke. We've already prepped our spells for the day. Staring at the chiseled monument, you focus your mind. You take a deep breath and begin your prayer. And... tranquility. That's a lot of things to think about. Contemplate your fall into the river. It was not an accident. You are not so clumsy. But the question here is not why you fell. The question is, why do you live? Contemplate milk. No. Come on, contemplate milk. Fine. It comes from a cow. You like it. Many do not. Now contemplate something else. Okay, so... Contemplate the Sphinx's riddle. An ancient creature who guards a door to nothing. She does this for fun. You are not the first to complete it. If you do, it will unveil something great. But the answer is not in dialogue. Your prowess, you'll have to cast magic to show your prowess. Think about the tea shop. You let your mind go through the basics of what you know. The tea shop was destroyed in the middle of the day. Minor injuries were reported. Your goal is to enter the tea shop and investigate it properly. Also, we have an ad break starting in about 4 minutes or so. Heads up. That is it. Tea shop owner. A bird folk on the run. His shop is in ruins. What sort of business did he conduct? What does this mean? They exist. They prosper. You will not have one, for they are not yours to have. Though there might be some who fancy you. If you show yourself to be a good man, Or bad if you want the baddies. Alright then, Dragon of Tolstad, a famous goblin leader. Her reach sharp, her gaze strong. She wants you to investigate the tea shop and report to her. The content of that report will determine much. Coin Lord of Norvik, a powerful man with much to lose. If he fails his grip, there is no reason to appease him. If he retains it, you are wise to stay his ire. Golden Line, a land cut in two. Your neighbors, the halflings. Speak with them, learn their stories. Pass judgment if you so wish. They do not care. The gold always shines in the end. Contemplate the celestial Atir. A woman, a warrior, a divine creature. She is here for no other reason than her own broken ways. Listen to her, and you will be rewarded, if you so wish to carry her blessing. Contemplate the Star Witness. One strange detail, a fake name. A man in yellow. Follow the trail. The Pillar of Jor. Go deeper. Meditate. Learn and study. Contemplate the Dead Elf. Her death is complicated. Her goals muddled. She is at the center of a web. But who was right and who was wrong? The election. The first election. Your vote won't matter. Your vote will be the most important of all. Ask those around you what they will vote for, and you might find your own voice along the way. Troublesome activists. They are young and brash. You've been there. But both sides want what's best for their city. Perhaps that is the solution. No, I'm pretty sure Rollo and the shitheads were shitheads. Missing Paladin. He was the last seen here on Tolstad. Many know of him. If you find him, you will surely be rewarded. Your class. Identity is not easy. It's everything from faction to home life to street. What you choose might be a first step. Choose wisely. Druidism. The Undercoast Elf is a good woman. She holds many natural friends in unnatural places. If you wish to seek the green path, then be nice to her and her friends. Perhaps one day you will join her. The Assassin. Attacked from below. But you feel no worry, for the danger is but a misunderstanding in your mind. The answer is deep. You know it all too well. The Lich House. They do not tell you the whole truth, and there are deals in the background you are not privy to. Tread carefully around the Pale Man and his 4 helpers. Alright, that's it. I'm done here. Alright, I'm trying to think. Anything else I can do? Because in-game it is 6 p.m. Maybe I can talk to Sageleaf about something. Although the ad break's actually about to start, so we're going to go into 3 minutes of ads with an hour of no pre-rolls after. So be sure to hydrate and stretch and do whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. All right. So we're going to resume. Oop, wrong button. Cleric, the lady leans back in her throne. You've returned. I've reported some things. That's all for now. Okay, so I have nothing I can really talk to her about on that. Central Tolstad. I could try for the only red gem related thing I could possibly ever think about is the thing that is rotating around the roller mill. That's it. Because you don't have anything new, right? The elf looks at you, looks down as you approach. Human. Friendly greeting. And we already learned all we could about her. And she's quirky. I like her. Engage. Tiny primal spirit. And this was the river. Towards the holes. Where were the holes again? Oh, right. Okay. There's just another way to the apartments. Right, Snell's apartment. I'll be having fun. I'll chill here for a bit. Cool, thanks for the talk. You have nothing else. Like, as far as I know, he has nothing else really to provide for that. So, in that case... maybe, since I've gotten some more info on some things, maybe I talk to this guy here. Maybe I could interact with his bookshelf. You see a collection of books from the philosophy canon, none of which you are really able to understand. Next to them, a line of famous political books: Asgilist Theory, Hedonists, The Dark Book of Shadows, Alexandro, many more. The scholar has good taste. Open the Folk by Alexandro. Alexandro. This was the first book placed in your hands as an Earthfolk recruit. Open it. It's an old, worn copy of the same text. Musings about the divine era, of great walking gods and their theocratic states. A history lesson morphing into a series of guidelines. How modern leaders, as a response to the drawn-out Coast War, should return to the old. The proven, the organized, oh God, the divine. Although written from the perspective of not faith nor service to the holy, but rather that of service to the state. A modern theocratic vision, the nation as an entity not bound by the protection and lifetime of its God. Instead, the nation-state will survive on unifying cultural traits passed down from that God to his people. This, Alexandro writes, will fasten them to the earth, creating firm grounds for the states to exist beyond any others. The later chapters go on to describe his dream of a millennium empire, his grand plan, a nation to survive the passing of eras. A collection of ideas he gathers in his dream, an ideology structured around order without the weakness of monarchy, the chaos of democracy, or the esoteric dependence of magocracy. The Millennium Empire, the fascist ideal. Dangerous ideas fascism has led many cities astray, and reads, whatever your thoughts are, this book is used to reshape the city. You know well how effective it is. Yeah, essentially it's fascist propaganda talking about having to serve the state instead of serve divinity, or at the very least divinity becoming the state, or the state becoming divinity, which is fucking awful. You close it and put it back in the spot. Blind Manifesto by the Hedonists. The book. The book. Always listen to your hungry stomach, it says with big, ugly letters on the first page. You should listen to the book and the stomach. This is crazy old text. Same as always, the book begins with a triad. Triad? Yeah, triad about prosperity ownership. Or property, not prosperity. Then, on the fifth page, you find a diagram showing how to ritualistically summon a demon. It's incorrect, however. On purpose, supposedly. The purpose is metaphoric criticism of authoritarian governments. The rest is a series of extreme essays on the topics of hedonism, rejection of statehood, free association, maximizing sensation, direct democracy, and reciprocal exchange. It paints up an image of an ideal world where all can live without strife simply through the cooperation and love of all things. A loving image, communally loving. Made illegal in many cities after its release in 466 AE, this rambling text has survived for one reason or another. It is the thing that makes you feel good. The text of truth. Look at the chapters on free love. You flip to pages 52. You remember it well. It has pictures. Oh, yeah, okay. Tiny scribblings, something akin to stick figures positioned in various enwrapped unities. You remember the words well. The guide on how to make ultimate sensations of flesh. Oh. I'm guessing. Okay, so this is like the equivalent of finding a magazine out of nowhere in a library bin or something. Not a library bin, but y'all know what I mean. Like bookstore bin, and you find like a raunchy book or something, and you're like, oh, hello. Kind of hot in a sad way. Put the book away. Open Memoirs of a Statesman by Nicholas Darrow. The Coin Lord's own book. The first few pages are devoted to a rambling text about the history of governing, from ancient texts to various beasts of Jor's big naturals, to gods of the divine era, to several arcanist figures. Darrow then smoothly moves on to conflate their accomplishments with his own, especially since he also includes an explanation of his lineage, that he is a direct firstborn grandson of Borgo Darrow, the first paladin of Earth. It is not so subtle. Alright, so he's essentially like, see these divine guys right here, these gods, like, I'm just as good, I'm the great-grandson, like, literally, do you know who my great-grandfather is? Like, fuck off, Nepo kid. Like, that is true Nepo baby behavior. The many, many pages go on to describe both practical and mostly theoretical methods as statesmen should use when dealing with the populace, the bureaucracy, and the ideologies of modern life. You haven't read this before. Luckily, you don't have time to do so now either. Generally, the book has a rather rough tone about democracy. A quote you've heard before from this book pops up towards the end. Those who believe in democracy have a wonderful view of folk. To think them capable of making rational and informed decisions devoid of personal bias and emotional conduct. From what you remember, it caused quite the stir when it came out 2 years ago. Quite anti-democratic. No wonder people were upset to have a magistrate use such terrible language. You recall a rumor about Shield Lord Yarn having hated this book so much during its printing that he personally bought 200 copies only to burn them in his garden. I think the better thing to have done was just not buy those 200 copies, because that's still money that's going to go to him. Like, that's not really how you protest something. You don't protest by buying a thing and then smashing it on the ground or burning it in this case. You protest by not buying it. Shield Lord, the magistrate handling industry, armories, city defense, mining, and refining, as well as a resource allocation. Currently held by Eric Yarn in the Northern Wall District. It's probably not true. Probably. Put the book away. You do so. The Book of Shadows by the Shadow Lord. You pick up the black-covered tome. A faint tingle goes through your gloved hand. That's the most evil book I've ever seen. How'd they even get the cover to be that black? It's like a void. Oh, is it like that pentablack, I think it's called, material, where it looks like... If you've seen pictures of it, like people that cut out a material in a perfect circle or something, it looks exactly like the cutout, like the hole gag that you see in those old Looney Tunes cartoons where you place a hole down and then it causes Daffy Duck to fall. It's like that. Thickened graphite. That is how they create the darkness on the cover. A memory lingers in this tome. If you open it, you shall recall. Open it despite its evil nature. The text is not dangerous. The pages show but a holy scripture of the Shadow Lord's lost religion, one of eternal servitude and the search for life and death. Shadow Lord. Shadow Lord, an early walking god of the divine era, known for his legion of death knights and the grasp they held over Old Dominor for close to a century. His city, Savalny, still stands today and is where the remaining shadow clerics gather. Savalny, the third biggest free city in Reeds, known for their divine roots, naval expertise, and vineyards, one of the few cities that retained a religious base during the Arcane Era. However, you remember it well. This was the first book you were ordered to study as punishment for your idiotic behavior at the towers. You remember. Your journey towards the esoteric. Recall it. Dirty 20. How liberating it was. To know, beyond any doubt, how much greatness hid within your mind. Blurred faces. Hushed whispers. A crowd of thoughtful peers, each snickering about your hand. A raised hand among a crowd of sheep. Patriarch, this is not just a religious text. They stare at you. It's a spell book. Those were the words. Oh, how they laughed. He asked you to prove yourself. So you did. I went up to the Patriarch. I took the Book of Shadows. Yes. Then I... Yes. Memorized Detect Alignment. You memorized it on the spot. Then you cast that ancient spell, once used by the Death Knights of the Shadow Lord to subjugate and control the minds of his people. A spell that is, despite its first level, not learned by most clerics until they grasp the intricacies of higher tier casting. Everyone was left stunned by your excellence. To not only master such a spell, but to do it in seconds instead of days. That moment, it was yours. From the moment you marked your place at the towers, the greatest spellcaster, the greatest talent among them all. However, as always, the weak fear the strong. That moment also began your ostracization. Ostracization. You would never be among them, never have peers. None would see you in any way as a brother or a comrade. I would be an obstacle. You are, and you shall continue to be. Gasp for air. Your vision is blurry. It is filled by the pages of that book. It is a good one, despite its religious fervor. As many say, the Shadow Lord was as much an early arcanist as he was the greatest of walking gods. Close the book. So we learned a new spell. We have Detect Alignment now. Interesting. Do you have anything new, Mr. Snur? Life is pain. What do you want? Now, what do you want? That's all now. We had a very long conversation with this guy. Honestly, I really enjoyed that conversation I had with him, though. Like, guy had a lot to say, but goddamn was it interesting. Now, what if I talked to the Griffin? What if I just, you know, had a little chat? The mythical beast snores gently before you. You smell like slog dog. Smells good. Oh, that's funny. So me getting a slog dog from Kraid actually helped me here. Yes! How does one wake a sleeping, grumpy creature? Poke it? No. The answer is simple. You sing. Clear your throat excitedly. Cleric. The goblin hisses at you and points at the claws. Shop! A little lullaby will do. Oh, little birdie, spread your wings. Don't be afraid of the deep, dark things. Crawling and creeping and being so bad. Everybody wants you to not be sad. Oh, so you can get past now. Did you make that up on the spot? The beast didn't slash your throat. Yet. Wonderful. Thank you, Griffin. It yawns in a way you didn't think creatures with beaks could do, and gives you a tired look. I can't believe that worked. I can't believe you're alive. The goblin mutters under his breath as he too slowly shimmies past the beast. Sometimes it pays off to be handsome and talented. The mythical beast looks at you with intelligent eyes. Hungry eyes. Hold on. Come on, do the quick save. There we go. Pet the bird. Not a bird. Pet the dangerous monster. Better. You reach forth and the griffin snaps at you with its beak. It says, cut that shit out, biped. Biped. It'd be too easy if it was P. Cut that shit up, biped. Not a fan, huh? Alright. It'd be too easy if it was biped. Alright, what is this one? You approach the goods hatch. This is a very small goods hatch. This whole building appears to have been repurposed into a warehouse. Oh, it's another way into the warehouse! Otherwise, making it this tiny would have been very silly. Don't think the Free Striders will be too happy with someone sneaking in through the roof. The goblin squats down and grabs the rusty hanglock. But damn, look at this rusty thing. They really don't value security around here. DC 1, pick the lock. I would literally have to roll a nat 1 to have failed that. With just a bit of finesse, the lock cracks open. Quite literally, this rusty piece of shit won't ever close again. There we go. Great job. Open the hatch. As you peek inside, you see a rope attached to the wood tumbling down into the open space below. Sweet. Think we can actually climb back up? Then we can actually climb back up. Didn't think of that. Let's see how well this rope holds up. Meek will help Master climb. Meek can hold rope with teeth. Very strong. Cool. Alright. It's another way into the warehouse. Fuck you, Free Striders, baby. Helm? Ooh, another helmet. What is this? Ooh, a salé. You pick up the polished salé helm, sand flowing from its orifices. But before you remove it from the box entirely, you sense your scarf rushing to your aid. Not again. You see something shift in the sands in the crate. Oh no! Dodge the sand. Another fucking sand mimic? In heartbeats, or faster, you pull back your gloved hands. You watch as the sand attempts to rush forward, the shape of it like a slithering esoteric creature, and just barely graze you before slinking back into the box. Aha! Won't get you again, you damn spooky blood-sucking sand monster thing! Then the sand goes still once more. Look at it. Nice job. But yeah, this sand isn't really sand. Good job getting that helmet, though. It looks really nice. Snell rushes forward with the lid in hand. He shuts it with a satisfying thud. Good gods! I hate mosquito sand. Oh, so it's not a mimic. Yeah, same. The goblin does not respond at first. He simply looks around and sighs. Be careful. There's a lot of weird shit in here. Okay, I'll leave this thing alone now. Alright, let's put on this helmet. This thing looks... Oh, it's this kind of helmet. Ooh, I like this kind. Yeah. I like this one. That's a nice helmet. Alright. There's a bunch of coins in the ground. Oh! Ooh! Scrolls! Enhance ability? Ooh. That's a second level spell. Aha. Nice. A box of ink cartridges. A. On the top box, you see the words, Cauldridge R Special Cartridge Quillwells. Bingo. Yes, this is the ink Modissa asked for. Open the box. Inside, you see a tightly stacked series of iron cartridges, each marked with a series of numbers. More importantly, there are 3 different colors of ink. Uh-oh. Red, yellow, and green Quillwell variants. Ah, go with yellow. She'll hate it. If there was black, that would be the logical choice. However, since this shipment clearly does not contain any black ink, go with the green one. It makes the most logical sense, being the Asgalist's colors. Green. Go with green. Wait, which one did she want? She did not specify. Logically, she would want a black ink for the paper, but this crate seemed to only contain color ink. So this is probably the reason why her vendor didn't sell her the stuff, right? They didn't have any black ink, just color. Wait, would the color ink turn the paper into that color? Mixed with their regular ink, it would turn the text into a faint color variety. It would be quite strange, but also unique. Yeah, let's go green. You grab one of the iron cartridges from the crate. They are heavy. The rigid metal feels cold to the touch. You hear something sloshing around inside. Despite placing the cartridge in my pouch of holding, I don't quite feel like I've actually looted it. Ignore that. That just means your innate feeling that his quest item isn't that important. That this quest item isn't that important. Right. And more apples. I'm sorry, what are these? Tiny bikes? You stare at the rack of hanging tiny bicycles. Some of them are very tiny. Pocket bikes, the dream of every kid in Norvik. They are covered in dust. These are extremely expensive. If they work, few pocket bikes are functional these days. The bikes don't seem to do anything. Look, Snell, no, I'm not going to make fun of him. You want one? No, thanks. I'm assuming they're broken anyhow. They'd never leave actual functioning pocket bikes in a place like this. Way too expensive. Snell looks around. Where's that rhythmic thumping noise coming from? Focus on that instead. You stare at the tiny bikes. Can I ride one of these? Unless you're the size of a goblin with the reduced spell cast on him, no. It would be a challenge, not one worth it. You stare at the tiny bikes. Try touching one of the tiny bikes. A quick tap reveals the lack of any esoteric tingle. The bikes are unusable, permanently stuck in their tiny form. Probably why they're here, covered in dust. Alright. What is this? One of these potions looks esoteric. Ooh, potion of healing. More apples. HWBT AR Trading Co. So many acronyms. There's a bunch of coins in the grain set. Okay. Alright, what is in here? Oh! The tea shop owner! Natural fucking 20! Crate with a rhythmic thumping noise coming from inside. Bergfolk level 1 chaotic neutral. It's just a crate, but what's with the rhythmic thumping noise? You're kidding. The bird is actually the tea shop owner. The bird is actually the tea shop owner. He's... Come on, really? This must be the silliest, most idiotic, and plain stupid plan you've ever seen enacted. Even if he is one of those bird people who are able to survive without food or water for weeks. Okay, listen up. This bird is inside the crate, and once you get it open, you'll be in for an interrogation. So be ready. He'll try to talk himself out of it, but don't worry about that. Just focus on getting him to tell you the actual truth. Be rough or smooth, doesn't matter. All right. F5. I'm going to save that. Several potion boxes are marked with the tiny bird symbol. So he was going to take his potions and fucking run for another market. You approach one of the many large crates in the warehouse. Why is there a rhythmic thumping noise here? It's coming from this box. Look at this crate. Snell, you hear that noise? I do. He points at the side of the crate. He shows you a strange expression. You know that face well. Constipation, most likely. The goblin assumes you understand his subtle facial cues, clearly overestimating your social ability. It's a face that says, "Be careful, I think we've got something here." Look at the crate. You spot a label that says AR Angheg Exoskeleton Export. I feel like if I say hello, that's going to lower the DC. We're just going to open the crate. With a tight grip, you press hard. It's difficult. Even the goblin is straining to put his measly body weight into it. Drink a little water real quick. But rip open the side of the crate. I can explain. Dunk dunk. You watch the wingless crow-looking creature. Scramble to compose himself. Drama. That is a yobu kodori. Yeah, yobu kodori, often shortened to just yobu. Yobu kodori. Okay. The birdman lets out a strange throat noise that makes a series of nervous chuckles. He's inside of a shipping crate marked for export. He's clearly trying to flee the law. Maybe he has a good reason to escape. Is the fellow in danger? You would have done the same in his shoes, hopefully. You're not trying to leave the city, are you? No, Dunk. That's not something... His voice shifts to a higher pitch. I would do! I'm just inspecting the wares! Warehouse wares! Dunk. What's that sound? What, Dunk? Snell, is this guy some kind of troublemaker? I say you could make that argument.
I'm not.
Dunk. So you're inspecting the wares, are you?
Yes. I'm a local.
He stops, shifting his tone deeper.
Local entrepreneur.
He's trying to assert himself by sounding like a tough guy.
The AR they're my supplier for tea and sometimes coffee.
Wait, is coffee actually illegal here?
It's not. Difficult to get, but not illegal.
So you're inspecting goods inside of a crate, inside of a sealed warehouse.
Yes.
What? You don't believe him? Does the trade company know about you being here?
The
The bird hums like a bird and just nods. Is he pretending to not hear you? Is he pretending to not hear you? I said, do the Free Striders know about your presence, good sir?
Of course.
What kind of goods are we talking about here?
I
He grabs a scale of Ankheg exoskeleton from the crate.
have a great plan. I'm planning on renovating my shop with these. Protection.
Reach forward and touch the renovating with that chitin?
Uh-huh.
He says, sounding like a young, naive kid. Nuh-uh. He's lying. How much? Why do I have a feeling I shouldn't cast Charm Person? Because Charm Person only makes him treat you like a friend, and this bird does not treat his friends with the truth. Sadly, you do not have time to go prepare it. Why can I cast Grease? Why is your voice so weird?
I am Yobu. Yobu Kodori.
The voice leaves the bird's throat like a drum on fire. That's Birdfolk from Yim, then.
Oh, yes. Yobu, we've no voice of our own, you know. Like, you know.
I get it. Us oppressed folk need to stick together so we can find our voice together. That's what democracy is all about. The bird glares at you, no expression in its expressionless face. Are you aware that your tea shop exploded?
What?
He knows. The bird mimics the sound of a young and shocked man.
What a horrible and shocking revelation.
He struggles to put together cohesive sentences. That's like his nervous tic, when his sentences get twisted like that. You didn't hear the explosion.
Sorry?
He holds up a claw to the side of his head. Oh no, he's got a hearing problem. How sad. You see your companion rubbing his eyes. I said, did you not hear the explosion? The bird jolts away from you.
No, I did not hear.
You've been down here for how long exactly?
I am inspecting many wares.
Yobu bird folk are able to survive for up to 2 months without sustenance. You're pretty bad at your job, Mr. Drummer.
Sorry for being pretty bad at inspection. I tried my best.
Do you have any enemies, Mr. Drummer?
No. Everyone has people tend to dig me, you know? Sure.
Does this bird even say anything true? He's genuinely slippery, one greased up magpie motherfucker. Tell me what happened on that morning when it blew up.
Oh, it was all normal. Empty tea shop, all morning. I had business on Water Lane, over noon. Been busy since then. This is big shock.
Well, now you know.
Awful news. I didn't even had no insurance, sadly.
You got something to ask him, Snell?
Nope, he's clearly telling us everything.
You can sense him thinking everything he wants to say. You hear the bird letting out a hearty laugh. If he had a voice of his own, it'd be a nervous laugh.
No worries, I'll get back on my feet. Always do. I'll just go back to inspection, and you know where to find me.
What are you voting in the election?
Oh, same. I vote for the same party as you.
Oh, God. He is who... Which is... You sound like that? Oh, gods. You don't seem like an Asgal.
Oh, I am very green. Good, great choice, my man.
You get a feeling he probably uses that sound every time someone tries to talk politics with him at the tea shop. What a genius. You should learn from him. Should I threaten this guy or something else? A push is all he needs. Then he will spill the truth. He sure talks a lot for someone without a voice. But he sucks at lying. The bird is pretty quick. You gotta catch up if you want to find a way to twist reality out of him. Beware. Failure here will mean debasing yourself. Why could I... Alright, DC 8, and I've got a +2 modifier. Oh my, +3 with the helmet. With the helmet! Oh my god, so he just made that roll. Holy fuck. Smooth now. Just continue the convo and slip in that question. Good god. Good. By the way, I gotta ask, which crate were you inspecting when the explosion happened?
It was other one. The one with potion. I was...
He stops.
Aha, got you. No, I meant... Aha, can't take that back, Mr. Drummer.
Your lies have been eviscerated by my impeccable wit and raucousness? I've never heard of that word before.
You're taking it a bit far, Cleric.
He gives Drummer a frown.
Just spill the fucking beans already.
Now hit him with the big question. Who blew up the tea shop, Mr. Drummer?
Okay. Okay.
The Birdman repeats twice with the voice of a shrill woman.
I'll tell you everything.
Start talking then.
I'm running a business on the side. Import, export,
smuggling. Keep going.
Free Striders, my supplier. They set up a meeting on that day. I left the tea shop behind. Went to check on wares. That's true.
Wait, did you know beforehand that it was going to explode?
No! I was in the warehouse. I hear explosion. Then I hear Free Striders talking about it upstairs. So I hid in here, waiting for boat. To get away from HBWT and Free Striders and the rest of this bloody mess.
Snell, the HBWT didn't know about the smuggling stuff, right? Not to my knowledge, no. God damn. It sounds entirely like a Free Strider extension. Typical. Why are you afraid of the HBWT?
They will get me punished if they found out my little secret.
Possibly. The old lady won't take kindly to having The old lady won't take kindly to having a smuggling operation going on right under her nose. So how are the Free Striders connected with this?
They set it up. They set me up. I had access to the secret tunnel under the temple. They forced me. I had to.
Tell me more about this meeting.
It was...
He seems to stop for a moment, contemplating his next mimicry carefully.
At noon, information broker, a foreign woman. She was selling something to Free Striders. She was in tea shop when I left.
Oh boy. You're talking about the elf.
Elf.
Elf. He repeats your own voice back at you. Speak.
Yes.
Elf. I do not know much. The voice he's mimicking displays way more confidence than his body language admits.
I didn't know her name. She would hang out with the dwarves sometimes.
Dwarves, eh? You should go have a chat with them about that. This broker must be a good person, if she is friends with the dwarves. Who is she meeting with?
A Free Strider, freelancer.
The hag. He starts flapping his arms as if he had wings.
That's it. The hag, she did it. She blew up my tea shop. Typical,
he says, imitating Snell's voice. Typical, he says, imitating Snell's voice and giving him a nod. Don't do that. But he's right. If there's a rogue hag running around, some esoteric bullshit is sure to follow. We need to follow up. Do you know where this hag is located?
No, don't know. Ask the Free Striders. That's all I know.
Where do you store these smuggled goods?
In secret tunnel.
Snell squints. And how do I gain access to this secret tunnel?
He
is very reluctant to share this. Well, go on.
entrance from tea shop might be broken. There is hidden entrance from Temple of Earth.
A hidden entrance in the temple?
Yeah. You can find it along the right side. Windows. Move rocks. Just enter that large chamber, then go right. Can't miss it.
Move rocks.
Yes. Loose stone tiles in the floor. By the window, middle of the wall. To the right.
Let's see. Look, I don't have the greatest sense of geographic sensory perception of or whatever. Could you describe this in the form of some other type of nonverbal communication? The bird stares at you for several seconds. Then he performs a series of movements with his little talon hands. Using precise motions, he visualizes the Temple of Earth, a big square. Then he shows you, very clearly, that there are 2 specific tiles found in the floor along the right wall. These 2 stone tiles can be pried open to reveal a staircase down to this passage he's describing. Give him a thumbs up. What's the protocol now? He whispers back. Protocol? If he's trying to leave the city, take his kit reg. Taking his kit reg will be a good start. I'm sure the old lady would love to have a word with him. And you're sure you've told me everything you can?
Yes, please. I am in trouble, but I did nothing wrong.
The goblin scoffs. So what you playing now, Birdman?
I will leave. I have business in Reeds. Big business.
You should really stay and deal with this tea shop mess. The bird stares at you, looking uncomfortable. Let me see your paper, citizen. The bird fiddles with his satchel. A worn piece of paper. His claw holds it forth.
Citizen registry.
Grab it. As you hold it up to your helmet, the bird makes that rhythmic thumping noise a few more times. Inspect the paper. You turn it over in your hands. The paper is thick. It says Drummer Imling. Imling. Those from Im. It's one of the many substitute surnames given to folk who don't have the surname custom. Born 010102 PE. He bet he picked 02 as his birth year just to avoid it looking too fake. And the paper's back to him.
Oh, thank you.
He nervously glances towards the exit. Look at Snell. He just shrugs. Should I contain this guy? It would take time to do so. He does not deserve it. Your gut tells you no. Boring. You can go.
Oh, thank you.
The voice sounds grateful.
Since you are so kind.
He hands you another note from his satchel. There's a series of numbers on it.
Hidden safe in my office. That is combination. Feel free to take all the shit you want. The contents! I will not return to this establishment. Thank you for your service.
The Birdman starts to shuffle towards the stairs. One more thing. I should inform you that the elf was found dead. He freezes in his step. Without looking your way, you hear him mimic a shrill voice.
Not my problem.
Then he just keeps walking. Did he know? No, not for sure. But he had a hunch. As the Birdman leaves the warehouse, you hear a faint rhythmic sound following him out. I wonder what he'll do. Is it okay to have him running around? Not like we've got a jail to toss him in. Well, I mean, you do, but then you'd have to go do that. Sounds like a pain just to catch a lying bird. Going all the way to the stockade to all the paperwork and document all the evidence. It would take a full day, if you're lucky. You believe anything he said?
Sure, I'm certain he believes he's a victim here. I'm inclined to say the same somewhat. And he did not blow up the tea shop, not with that smuggling stuff going on. And the elf.
His voice trails off, then he mutters a curse word.
She had a connection with the Asgals in the tea shop. She also had a meeting with the Freestriders. Feels like she's a string connecting every fucking party in this city. What a fucking mess.
Cool, let's go. Toss the papers to Snell. Wait, you're fine with letting him have his papers?
Your choice. Sageleaf will be pissed either way. Now at least she might not have to deal with him anymore. I'll handle the fallout. Always do.
Alright, let's go. We did it. We found him. Dusk of day 3. Door to the port. Alright, we did it. And just by and by way of just simply going through a griffin to get to it. Actually, what if I just told her that I got into the warehouse? Chances are she's probably still pissed at me. Cleric, I'm working late, as you can see. All right. First, let's get that ink to Medusa, because she needs it for the paper. Yippee! And we'll go to Sageleaf and tell her about the find that we just had. And then I guess we could try the roller mill again. Was it not this one? No, it was this. Was it that one? R and A. No. Which one was it? Snell, I think you're caught on something, buddy. Oh, wait, can I only go to them during the day? Shit. Okay. So I have to go by tomorrow. I guess we go to Sageleaf then. Actually, hold on. Hey, there she is! Nothing new. Give her an arcane music box. Oh! The goblin girl notices you approach and immediately gets her instrument ready. Huh? Her eyes sparkle as she glides her hands across the surface of the esoteric wood finish. What is this? Where did you find it? In the city below. It was some weird mystical corner. So, it's dungeon loot, huh? But you're giving it to me. Yeah, I can't use it myself. Well, she brings it before her and starts to press buttons and twirl knobs. Damn, this is amazing! Oh my gods, it can even record samples! This is like a diskette studio, but small enough to carry. I know exactly what to play with this. She glances up at you. Thanks. Just play something cool and I'll be happy. She is so deeply invested in her box that she appears barely aware that you're even standing there. Let her play. She shakes a bit, nervous as can be. Okay, here we go. Okay, I was going to tell her about her rent, but oh well. Oh, God. Oh, Rolo's here. Oh, no, and Alphaz is here, too. Oh, that's not a good that is a terrible combination. Ugh. An angel? Really? She wasn't weird. She had eyes, like glowing eyes, but actual eyes. And she wasn't floating? She wasn't floating, not always. So she could float. She talked to you? Yeah. Why? That's a good question, Sten. Like, actually? Why would you ever even think about talking with a celestial? Keep listening. The lanky boy snaps his fingers and a bit of spark appears. Let me start from the beginning, okay? Rolo crosses his arms. Go ahead. I was at the palace, around those fancy mansion apartments. Before you ask, my great-aunt lives there. Right. She was the old lady who was in the newspaper, Astrid Timberholm. Oh yeah, I read about that. She lived with the mimics for a whole year, didn't she? Yeah, whatever. I'm telling a story here. Keep listening. He gets ready to speak. After visiting Auntie Astrid, I walked across Misa Park, and I was like, snapping my fingers. And I heard her ask me for a light. I turned around and saw her sitting by the pond. This celestial girl, white dress, glowing eyes, really, really good looking. Tully holds up his palm. Whatever floats your boat, man. She asks if I was a wizard. I say no, obviously, but she holds out one of those Reedsian Tabasco sticks. Sounds like a really, really bad idea for a snack. Reedsian tobacco sticks. So I light it with he says and snaps his fingers, setting up a little flame into the air. We talk for a bit, just small talk. Was she nice to you? No. Yes? I don't know what kind of question I don't know what kind of question is that, Sten? Jesus. We talk. She smokes her stick. When she's done, she asks me to burn the stub. I do. Like, in a cool way, too. I really nail it. Then what? She walks away? Yeah, but she also says, hey, thanks. I'll see you around. The other three boys look at him in silence. Earth Nisei looks at each of them. What? That's good, right? That's practically like asking for a date. Look, she was a transcendental energy girl, made out of pure light. Rollo pats him on the back. You were a shipyard boy. Just wasn't meant to be. Clear your throat loud and clear. Clear, blah, 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 blah. I need water in my system. Sten looks your way and says, Oh, hello, cleric sir. Rollo jolts, realizing you've been standing there for quite some time. Hey! You boys aren't drinking, are you? We're in a tavern. We have crowns. Sten Buskin starts looking around like a lost child. Then he leans over to Tully and loudly asks, We're allowed to drink, right? Tully nods and gives him an okay sign. The cutoff age is 16, isn't it? Rollo points towards his friend. It is. Is it? It is. What are you gonna do? Throw us out? The boys laugh, nervously. Leave, now. Rollo puts down his cup. Fine, we don't want any trouble. We'll leave, for tonight. I'm out of crowns anyhow, let's go. Right. Bye, cleric. Good job. Damn, you really go hard on those boys. They probably need it, though, so I won't complain. Rollo and the shitheads. You approach the dwarves as they argue through heavily slurred words. Es borgelicht pasti, priste padetta, blaskelida vin. He hits his cup with a gesture. He hits his cup with a gesticulating, He hits his cup while gesticulating wildly. The wine spills out over the table. Foreman Alphaz, Smee tells his boss while glancing up at you. Perhaps it's time. Hello, Alphaz. Alphaz turns around. Oh, he laughs. Well, what are you doing here, Mr. Seaman? Cast mass torsion on us? No. Smee's face grows completely pale along with each of the other male dwarves around the table. Well? The female dwarf at the far end of the table calmly sips her wine cup. She is ignoring this whole event. Alphaz is very, very drunk. He puffs up his chest and gets up from his seat. Mass torsion is a war crime. Could be suitable here, though. I am unable to cast such a powerful spell. He laughs again. Of course, obviously. Weak and ineffective, like all seamen. He stumbles and slurs his words. He raises his eyebrows and looks at you diffusely. Vantalita, didn't you help us, Mr. Seaman? Weren't you a friend? Yes, Alphaz. Don't you remember? Yes, I'm a friend. Smee gets up from his chair so fast it falls to the ground. I think it's time for us to go now, Alphaz. I can't afford him and let loose a little. It's not that late. He looks very, very tired all of a sudden. Step away and let Smee lead him away. Smee steps in and grabs his boss. Sorry, cleric. I'll get him back to the apartment. I mean, headquarters. Why? Is your time already? Alphaz seems to relax once his brother steadies him by the arm. As they stumble away, you hear him mutter, Haskell would be proud of you, Smee.
All good, a good worker. That's what you are.
Good handling all of that, cleric. The rest of the dwarves keep drinking, not really reacting much to their foreman's outburst. Must be a common occurrence. What is this? An old well. You approach the well. It's dry, very, very deep. You can survive the fall. Do it. Maybe I could survive the fall.
Hey.
Cleric! Lovely to see you again. Anything I can help you with? I'm looking for a hag. Her smile widens. A trigger. She knows something. Most folk steer clear of such creatures. But you just wade into danger, don't you, cleric? Do you know any hags on Tolstad? I know all kinds of beasts. But no, I'm not. But no hag, I'm afraid. She avoided your question like a convo queen. Just stare at her. She fidgets and looks around. It takes approximately 3.5 seconds for her to confess. Okay, fine, I might know something. But, I might not, you know? I also might not, you know? What the fuck does that even mean? Toss 10 crowns in the tipping jar. Earth be blessed, cleric. There we go. Advantage. Snell's here to vouch for you. A tip always helps. You shared about the elf. Also, about 3.5 minutes till the ad break, by the by. Heads up. Oh my god, this is a good thing I got advantage. Yep. We're talking about an emotional bond here. A deep bond. A what? She's protecting a friend. But she's also kind of tired of it. She won't sacrifice too much for it. So just go ahead and convince her that you'll help. And that you'll clean up all this mess. Hey, fiend lady. Call me Rix. Rix, the hag is involved in the tea shop explosion. I need to talk to her. That's not good. She's also thinking, for me. How do I find her, Rix? She looks down behind the counter, biting her lower lip. She's contemplating the situation. Stay silent. This is a big decision. I promised her, but... Damn it. I'm delivering food to her, alright? Head down the well in the back. If you speak the words, slow as a snail, before jumping in, it'll cast a featherfall on you. Featherfall, first level transmutation. Puts a cap on the target's falling speed. Makes it safer to fall from any distance as long as the spell remains active. Thank you, Rix. No, I can't say thank you after you fix... No, I can say thank you after you fix this damn mess. She's not the type to hold up like that. And, don't tell her I let you into her secret cave, alright? She winks. Free Striders want you to sign this. She looks over the document. Oh, thank you, but I've already got one. It's right in my office. All Rix here's got some sources of her own, you see. But this is a great reminder. I'll be sure to sign it soon. So you're happy about the accord? Oh, for sure. She smirks. The Free Striders are very good business partners, you know. The economic support they offer is unprecedented, and that without mentioning their general view on trademarking the entire market perfect for economic growth. Now, I'll finally be able to deal in futures again. You know, without having to deal with all those pesky and quite frankly tyrannical oversights. Time to make some money. And you, what else can I help you with? That'll be all for now. Alright, well, we made a lot of progress over the span of this hour and a half, so I'm going to go ahead and save. Also, Jesus, it's been an hour and a half already. Save. Resume. You approach the old well, very deep. You can survive the fall. Do it. Slow as a snail. A tingling sensation grows over your body. The well appears so very ready to be jumped into. Before I do that... Little one. Taps her claws. Oh boy. +0. All right. I need to make at least one flirt roll sometime, but we're going to go into the ad break. So 3 minutes, hour of no pre-rolls after. So hydrate, stretch, do whatever you need to do. BRB, everybody. And we're back. So I've decided I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get my charisma high enough to do anything. +1 charisma. Is there anything else for charisma? Wait. The scarf with the face flips around in your grasp to face you. Ahoy, hoy. Ahoy? That is what my old master used to say. Master don't like? No, it's cool. Ahoy. Ahoy, hoy. Yes, a mimic is a strange familiar, but this one is not half bad. Meek is very excited to join our adventure. He cares so much for you for such little in return. You must value this poor, wonderful creature. It is pure. It is but a freshly faced child smiling into the sun. Tell me more about your old master. Hagen Shags. Yes, him. Old master, he's an arcanist. Yes, that is what he say. Arcanist. Good thing you got away from him. Arcanists are bad news. Yes, new master is better. Did he cast powerful spells? Yes. Meek once saw old master destroy 10 human at once. How did he do that? Old master only uses trickery magic. He makes all humans go mad. They killed each other with sharp sticks. What a rotten way to die. Terrible, but effective. Old master was a really big wizard. Big. What did he look like? Old master has green eyes and sharp claws. Very scary. You think he looked scary? Yes. Old master was same but different from Mimic. Not good. Was he a LARPer or an actual arcanist? What is a LARPer? Someone who pretends. Mick does not know, but Old Master had much power, so probably he was actual arcanist. How old is he? Mick does not know, but Old Master must have been very old, very powerful. Did he treat you unkindly? Old Master was stern, used painful magic, only when Meek did poorly in grammar. The scarf recoils at his own words. Not anymore. Now Meek speak. Now Meek speak how new Master like. I think you're doing great. Thank you, Master. Master is much better than Old Master. Such a wonderful mimic. You must cherish it. Be nice. That's all about your old master. Old master is old. New master is better. Much nicer. You keep an eye out for traps and stuff? Yes, master. Make no underground good. Make will warn in time for traps. Consider its intellectual nature. Don't expect it to warn you before the trap is triggered. Sweet. Might be creepy to have a monster around your neck, but it gives you a bit of a heads up to any traps being triggered. At least it'll give you a decent advantage. Just don't trust it too much, yeah? How long have you lived in the city below? Like a couple of years, or? Meek not sure. Time is fast when hiding. Very fast. And Meek was never taught human way of keeping time, so Meek does not know what year is. Old Master is not disappointed. Can you turn into anything? No. Very sad, but Meek is not good at shapeshift. So Meek like to say same for a long time. Meek is more of hiding mimic than changing mimic. Good, I like how you're able to hide effectively like this. It's a great party trick. Yes, Meek is very good party trick. Whatever Master says that means. That's all for now. Oh, and actually... Actually, no, it's better. Be yourself, dude. Be yourself? That is not something Meek has heard previously. Good thing to say. Meek like it. Actually, before I attempt to flirt with the Sphinx, I do want to go to Sage Leaf and tell her about the tea shop owner. I mean, I think it's pretty awesome that we have a mimic scarf as a companion. That's pretty... I just hit caps lock on accident. Yeah, it probably would have been better to have just say be yourself. Either way, I like Meek. I like having a companion like this. He's fun. Or he's fun. I think they used he for him. So the entrance to the secret tunnel is in the Temple of Earth. Interesting. Well, we have 2 more days before the election, so we could go into that tunnel and also check on the hag. Oh, wait! There was the elf, too! Shit, there's a lot. Okay, well, first, Sage Leaf. We're already on the way there. If there's anything... Like, I understand this map is small, but I would like a fast travel ability of some kind. But, you know, this is fine. All right, Sage Leaf. I spoke with Drummer. He was hiding in a warehouse on Waterlane View. Did you now? She leans in saying, and what did the bird say? She glances to Snell. We discovered an illegal smuggling operation, my lady. A what? The bird couldn't have run it himself, could he? There was an undisclosed hidden safe space connected with the tea shop. Drummer used it as a storage space for the Free Striders. He caused enough trouble in Norvik. It was the right thing to do. Right thing? She leans back in her throne. We will make sure to attempt to catch him. Snell? I've already sent word. We'll do our best. Of course you will. At the very least, the bird was found, and this adds up to the full picture. The Goblin Queen groans loudly. Gods, do I hate the Free Striders. Who doesn't hate the Free Striders? A fair statement. Now, what else? That's all. Fine, keep at it. All right. Wait, did I didn't take his papers. No, I didn't take his papers. I gave them back to him. Okay, that's done. And then I remembered there was the elf that wanted to know about the paladin's location. The paladin who died that we found the amulet of. So we're going to go find her and tell her, hey, kind of found him. He's dead. And then we'll go to the Sphinx. I'll try to flirt with her. I'll most likely fail, even if I get all of my charisma buff equipment out. And then from the... Wait, I have enhance ability. I just remembered that I have enhance ability. There's another helmet that I could get, but I know that's going to be too expensive for me. Because I have 80 crowns right now. The soundtrack is such a vibe. I think she was over here. Cozy spot. Okay. Nothing. All right. Wasn't the angel also over here? Or she's in the tower, maybe? There's also another tree to climb. Strength DC 10? Yeah. DC 9? I still failed. Cleric, careful, you'll... You heave yet? Oh no. Yeah. That was bound to happen. But hey, at least we got a bunch of apples. This'll heal. See anything suspicious lately? Snell gives you a concerned glance. Then he turns to the tree and growls. You better answer quick if you want to keep your leaves, buddy. The tree does not respond. Damn, I guess we'll never know. If you truly think this tree knows something, you should get in touch with the primal magics. Holy shit! Oh! Okay. Well, that stung. Got a fuck ton of apples at least to heal. Oh, I'm going to guess that would also explain it. What charisma things do I have? Go with that, and then there's this helmet. +2. Anything else that I have? There's still also a bunch of rats that I could find too. Okay, that is everything that I have that can increase my charisma. Let's go riz a Sphinx. And then we'll go for the secret passage in the Temple of Earth after I either pass or fail this. I'm just really curious to see how it goes. DC 25, so I'm not... There's still the riddle that she wants me to solve, but I don't know how that will help. Oh, hey, he's here. You see a tiny man sitting on a tall chair and a glass of something strong clasped in his hands.
Ah, my dear officer of law,
He slurs with a mischievous glint in his eye. Not a glint. Pain. He clumsily nods, almost spilling his drink. What are you drinking?
Ah, this is the elixir of paradoxes.
He shows you the ale glass as if it was a treasure to be guarded.
A liquid contradiction, blurring the line between man and beast.
He leans a bit too far to the left and almost falls off his chair.
Anyway, come, partake in the nectar of the gods, or at least what passes for it in this establishment. So, we find ourselves on the precipice of this grand experiment of democracy.
He takes a big sip.
What will you vote for, officer?
Don't get him started, the goblin mutters behind you. That's usually my line.
Oh, I took it from you, did I? You can have it back soon enough.
Asgalist, the workers shall rule.
Ah, the workers, the heart and soul of our city, but rule? Can they rule, or will they simply become the new face of an old tyranny? Democracy is a delicate dance, my friend. When the music stops, who's left without a chair? The workers' paradise is a noble dream, but dreams can sometimes turn into nightmares, especially when power gets involved.
This gnome sure can talk. He is very inebriated.
But now, since you are the carrier of law in this here city, a good question would be, what is law?
Oh, gods.
To carry such a burden of holding the law, would it not be fair to ask what it is? Think about it. Your answer will matter. Your choice could change the world, good knight of earth. Cleric of the bourgeoisie.
What do you think, Snell? He shrugs.
Whatever Lady Sageleaf says.
Law is peace to keep chaos at bay. Law is tyranny. It is oppression of those below. Law is whatever the hells I say it is. I don't know. What do you think law is? It's oppression because, let's face it, a lot of laws that are out there have been horribly used to punish the downtrodden and are horribly disproportionate, especially whenever it's like that Final Fantasy Tactics quote that I don't think is even from the game, where it says, if a punishment is a fine, it's a punishment for the poor. Like something akin to that. So it's oppression. The gnome nods. In fact, he nods so hard his face hits the table. You hear him snoring softly.
Party's over.
He sighs. Thank the gods. Leave his gnome to the stupor. He is shit-faced.
Natural 20.
He wants to kill you. This is a massive, unregulated, confident, and highly problematic goblin supremacist. He will not debate you on it. He does not even see you as worthy of being alive. A focused killer. His body count must be in the hundreds. The type of man who wishes for nothing but the destruction of humanity, the Earthfolk especially, and the downfall of this invading species upon the shores of Ascani. The more you stare into those deranged eyes of his, the more you understand he is not full of hatred from some idealistic vision of the future. He does not view the future of Ascani as a goblin paradise. All he wants, entirely due to some personal vendetta fueled by sociopathy, is to erase humans from existence. Gulp. Okay, so this guy is just on a complete rampage of hating humanity. All right. I'm gonna do it. Didn't fucking think so. Well, this isn't really surprising, but you have no idea where to take this next. The Genosphinx sips the wine and gives you a side eye. Well? Nope, I got nothing. She laughs. Not surprising. Do you really even want to woo her? How would it even work, logistically? The purple one is correct. You should go home to your mother and cry, then sleep for 27 hours, then not leave your room for another week, and then be unemployed for 6 months. That seems more suitable. The Sphinx puts down her barrel of wine and leans in to say, Little one, I don't know if you are sobbing or having a fit, but please, focus. Do you wish to ask something else? Did the DC... Okay, the DC is the same. Yeah, unless I get a natural 20, I am not passing that. The same with the Angel. All right, we're going to go check the cache that Drummer left us. But first, I'm going to change out of this stuff. Bop, and then... Where's my lockpick? There. And Meek, I am so sorry to have taken you off. It was for the sake of charisma. It was for the sake of Riz. And then Meek would go, What is Riz, master? What is deep storage? I only have a limited amount of space. Okay. All right, so it was Temple of Earth and then finding the pathway through there to find the thing left by Drummer. And I know flirting with the Angel will have a debuff on me on the roll because of having Snell in my party, so I can only flirt with her or just after I wake up. So we're going to wait on that. I could maybe try Enhance Ability, but I don't know. Hold on. How good is Enhance Ability? Enhance Ability. Second level transmutation. Tapping into animalistic spirit energy, you enhance your mental and physical abilities until the spell ends. You gain proficiency in all ability scores in the ability score you already have proficient in. You gain expertise in. Oh, I double my proficiency bonus. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Well, 2 times 0 is still 0, so that's going to be a no. The ballot boxes are ready for election. Cool. Okay. Wait, can I put my vote in early? No way. They'll obviously make sure they're empty before they start up the process. They won't, but still, let's not. All right. Actually, can I do another behold on the duck? I can.
Son of a bitch.
This is a true warrior. There it is. 2 bricks, stones, inconspicuous. Too inconspicuous. The goblin leans in, getting in between you and the stones.
Sorry to interrupt, but do you have a reason for eyeing this corner in particular?
Secret rocks, Snell.
Oh?
He glances at them, then whispers to you.
What's the secret?
Let's find out. Try to lift the rocks. You lean in and grab the edges of either side. Like you suspected, they're not just loose, they're easily lifted. As you push them to the side, you see what's beneath. A pit, just wide enough for you to slip down, and a ladder.
Fuck me. Is that...
Passage. Not very dungeon. Almost. Not but quite.
Neat. Leave. I'm not gonna say... Why would I say fuck you, turn to Snell? Or is it...
Hold on. Is this tunnel connected to the tea shop?
It says Joanna, CEO, Mayor Quam Urus Rex. The Drakenslayer. Such artwork. Peeking inside the lockbox reveals... Oh, holy shit. Hold on. Oh, holy shit! A pair of leather-bound steel gauntlets. The material is rough and causes your hands to twitch as you touch it. The ominous skull clearly indicated as evil-ish origin. Indicates an evil-ish origin. On the inside, there is an inscribed message. Vis Imperium Regni Filium. Okay. Just barely too far to reach. Potion of healing.
That son of a bitch. He's got a whole horde back here.
Ooh, another helmet. Oh. Ooh. A bassinet. Okay. Hold on. The helm of a free strider mercenary, an effective design due to its rounded shape, which deflects blows, and its extended protection for the face and neck. Very expensive, makes you look like a clerical nobleman, but heavy. It'll be draining to wear this. Do I want more intelligence for less dexterity? This doesn't affect my con either. Yeah, I think I'll keep this. I'll keep the Celette on, but I do like that. That's new helmet. Several bags. One of them looks interesting. Bag of holding. Ooh. This is clearly a bag of holding. You've seen these around. They're extremely valuable these days. Be careful, you don't know what's inside. Let's check it. You grab the bag and look into the void within. It's light. Very light. What you found here is a very popular and extremely useful magic item. A bag of holding.
Oh, make knows this. It is hole that eats all and then spits out. Old master had one with teeth. Very rude one.
No way. Way. What's interesting is whoever left this behind could definitely have stored a bunch of cool stuff inside. It could be anything. Expensive magic items. Messages from lost peoples and their culture. Fancy clothes? Oh yes. But more importantly, it could have a horde of crowns. Try to grab contents. I'm drink some water real quick. As you do, the bag shivers in your hands. The usual trick of just turning it inside out or holding a hand in front of it while thinking of the thing doesn't seem to work. It's broken or cursed. Damn it, how will I get the potential stuff inside then? You could always try to force it. The smartest move would be to examine the bag closer. Shove my head inside the bag? Examine the bag closely.
Natural fucking 20.
As you do, you realize there is a faint trace of dust along the edge. Bone dust.
Give me bone dust.
Saying those words causes a canister to plop out of the ether. And another. And another. Useful, yes. Carefully stick your hand inside the bag. Ask it nicely for something. Try to ask the bag for stuff in different languages. What else can I do with this? Not much, if it's weird and cursed like this. Should I put stuff inside? You could put things into it. However, since you already have a pouch of holding, it is redundant. And fun. Try putting a random pebble inside. You toss it into the void. Try to get it out. Nothing you do seems to get it back out. Right, good to know. Indeed. You think about it. Usually, languages and words lie within the blue one's expertise, but this is not so much a knowing as much as it is an intuition. And interestingly enough, the only word that comes to mind is one that is not so directly interesting. Or interesting. I should probably start enunciating interesting instead of interesting like I usually do. A broad term that exists in every tongue. Money. Try some. Raha. Nothing. Mongol. Go with Kargameshian. Nothing. Pengar. Go with Dwarvish. Nothing. Peningar. Go with Giant. Nothing. Money. Go with Dominorian. Nothing. Penizadze. Go with Celestial. Nothing. Peniadze? Pianyadze. Argented. Go with Anuran. Okay. As you speak the words, a flow of coins appears out of the bag. A lot of them. Many, many crowns. Oh, gods! Keeps catching coins. So many crowns. Until... Keep catching coins. Oh my god! Eventually, it ends.
Wow. That was, what, 1 month's rent? Almost?
Almost, yeah.
Nice. You did work hard for it, picking up all those coins.
Quite nice. Even if money is not everything, it is quite lovely to have it. To give to those less fortunate. Carefully stick your hand inside the bag. With some finesse, you feel around the rim of the void within. And there, you feel it. Pull something out.
A jar of pixie dust. Sweet, time to party.
Your companion shrugs.
I suppose it doesn't really count as a drug if the effect is entirely esoteric.
Why is this one so low? The last thing you hear is Snell saying something about health and safety. Then you shove your head into the bag, and inside you see darkness. Close your eyes and feel. Something inside reacts with you. Something near. Something close. Your stomach grumbles. Yeah, I am pretty hungry actually. Hungry for one thing. One thing. Apple. As you speak the word, your vision becomes clouded in pure red. A wave of apples smash against your face into the void. Plop your head out from the bag. As you do, following your head is a stream of apples. They fly all around you. They spill out on the ground. All around like little red treasures. At first surprised, your companion's expression soon turns to weariness.
Of course. What did I expect?
You may begin. Pick up an apple. You do so, taking one of many from the ground. Pick up an apple. 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 How many? I'm done. It is done. Through time and strings, you have become the Apple Boy. You leave many apples around you on the ground. Such littering is bad. Snell avoids stepping on one. Can we go now? DC 12. I'm going to put down the bag. Hold on. What if I put on these strength gauntlets? Jesus Christ, those look insane. Oh, can I not? No, I wanted to do the roll. Oh, well. We got a lot out of that, though. Pixie dust. Gains a minor dexterity increase. Ooh. I mean, it's for an in-game week, so all good there. Looking inside this crate, you find a notepad. A notepad with several pages of scribbled notes. The handwriting is awful. It says, "Ledger for smuggled goods" on the front. A bit on the nose, mayhaps.
Oh? Smuggling? Awesome! Check this shit out right now.
Look at this labeled export-import. Many terms you have never heard before, and some you have, mostly importing. Pocket bikes, a large quantity, marked as not yet arrived and then terrible state. A number of rare potions with various draconic names. Some you understand, but many are simply draconic terms for Divine-era alchemists. Then you spot a final mention of something called Quillwell cartridges, although it appears to not have left the warehouse. Hey, that's the one Modissa was looking for. The Osgall girl's vendor is clearly this tea shop owner. Check out the smuggling guys page. On one of the early pages, you find a section labeled Smuggling Guide. He wrote a guide on his own illegal activity? As a reminder on how to do it?
That can't actually be.
His voice trails off. Some people, man. Step 1. Use your connections. The Reedsian merchants are always good for coin. They pay hefty for simple storage. Excuse me, drinking water. Step 2. Storage. Move things from warehouse to secret tunnel. Use Freestrider help. Lift from pillar crossing. They write off missing goods as lost at sea. Step 3. Keep secret. Mix crowns with tea shop income. Fudge receipts. Avoid Sage Leaf's handlers. Step 4. No distribution. Return to warehouse night before ship leaves. Do not sell goods yourself. Stay clean. Those crafty bastards. They've really got their fingers in everything. You should really consider becoming a full-time Freestrider agent. They probably pay a hell of a lot better. Over your shoulder, Snell is too reading this elaborate display of criminal incompetence. He looks less angry and more disappointed. I suppose it's a blessing when the crooks of society so implicate themselves through their sheer idiocy. Yeah. Look at the latest entry. On the last few pages, there's a ton of reminder notes written in sloppy handwriting. It goes on about missing payments, lost suppliers, and various angry comments about tea shop customers. Probably written to himself. He's clearly not someone who remembers without the help of writing. Then you go to the final notice. It is marked with the date March 21st. That's the day of the explosion.
Coast tag potions not yet arrived. Days late. Don't want dilute piss again. Don't want diluted piss again. Elf will arrive from temple. Then I leave. Don't like tea shop being used for meetings. If they break anything, they pay.
Elf. Huh. Meeting in the tea shop. An elf. The smuggler left after letting the elf in through the secret tunnel. That's how she got in despite the shop being locked. So they went through this secret tunnel for a meeting. Interesting.
Let me write this down.
Take the notepad. As you start to remove it from the crate, it suddenly starts to evaporate in front of you.
What?
Turning to magical dust in your hands, slowly. A curse! Put it back. It stops evaporating. Take it out again. It begins to slowly turn to dust once more. Put it back again. It stops. I see. This notepad, it has a defense mechanism, an esoteric abjuration. If you bring the notepad away from this crate, it breaks. Somebody does not want it to be used as evidence in a court battle. You'll have to leave it here for now.
I'll send somebody to take a look here later. Don't worry. I'll make sure to mention that should they not move this thing, just in case.
All right, I'm done. Okay. Box of expired potions? You check inside the crate. Potions. Several layers of them. Wrapped in reads you in newspapers. Someone has written with big letters on the inside of the crate, "Spoiled potion batch, do not drink." Are they all spoiled? It appears so. They may have been removed from another shipment. When checking potions, one should make use of the detect potion purity spell. These potions must have been detected as ineffective and placed here for later disposal. Who brewed these? The label says Hex Brew. All the work of Joanna. If you got into the potion business, you could probably make a killing. Check the box. Nothing interesting about it, except the tiny carved marking of a bird on the bottom right corner. Check the watery one with a bunch of internal fizzing red flakes floating around in it. These fucking things. Popular with the upper class. Really bad for you, though. Really? How come? Are they cursed? No, it's not like they don't work. They work fine. He shows you the label. It says, potion of low body fat. It's, what's it called? A transmutation. People use them to stay fit and healthy. But unlike a customized polymorph potion, they just shift around your nutritional intake. Ends up killing you slowly if you drink too many. That's why they're not legal to import or sell here. Oh. I might have read an article about it at some point. But whatever. Let these rich folk do whatever they want to themselves, right? Except, what happens is that this shit quickly gets passed along to the lower class. And what happens is that... He stops himself and groans. Whatever. What else is in the box? He started showing just how much he cares for the people in the city. Then he pulled back. The poor folk have a responsibility to take care of themselves as well. Why shouldn't they have the right to ruin their own bodies if that's what they want? I'm not drinking that. No, All right. Check the one that glows faintly yellow at the bottom half and faintly purple at the top half. The bottle is long and slender, and it weighs quite a bit in your hands. The label says, Potion of Masculinity. Ah, a gender swapper. Those sure are popular these days. If this was actually functional, you could have sold it for a couple 100 crowns. Expensive stuff. Do I want to drink this? You have thought about what it would be like to be a woman, though it is not something you have ever actively sought out. It might help you understand them better, to sympathize instead of empathize with the plight of womanhood. Who would drink this? Oh, lots of people. It's all the rage. You know, for some it's just a thrill, since it's a stable, permanent, and painless switch. It's gotten mass-produced after the war. Still pretty expensive, though. So, it just switches all the stuff? Yeah, from what I've heard at least. I don't partake myself, exactly. They've talked about banning it a while back, but they ended up just making it a requirement to register the switch, if it goes beyond a few days. Too many people were using it as a quick and easy way to avoid jail time. With regular polymorphers, you've at least got a cost barrier. Why not? You pop the screw-on lid off and chug it in a single sweep. The colorful liquid goes down smooth. It tastes like sand and vinegar. You hate it. The goblin glares at you. Like, I'm hoping for your sake it's actually spoiled, because I don't know the legal ramifications of city clerics turning female. He scratches his chin. They didn't change that, did they? It's still male only? Focus, no, I'm turning into a woman. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. The goblin looks you up and down. After a few seconds, you hear a sound. Your stomach. It squirms. Beyond that, nothing changes. Yeah, it was spoiled. Snell raises his eyebrows at you. Say that again. Say that again? It was spoiled, Snell. Nothing happened. Wow. Your voice is a tad bit higher. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Maybe it is. Most people probably won't notice. And it might wear off in time. I've heard that spoiled potions can give you some weird temporary effects, like rolling the dice. This should put me in touch with my feminine side. Sure, Mr. Pipsqueak. Anyhow, I'll stop mentioning it. This isn't so bad. Check the clear liquid bottle with a tiny label and several clear white eyeballs inside. You lift it up and hold it to your left hand. The empty bottle is light and the cork is in your right.
You okay, cleric?
No, this is wrong. What? Look at the empty bottle in your hand. The bottle is fully emptied. The label says Potion of Amnesia.
We don't have to start over, do we? Please don't say we do. That would be the worst.
You drank it, but the weak spoiled potion only took away a few seconds of your memory.
Ah, I see. So you're okay. I lost a few seconds there, but I'm fine otherwise. Ah, right. Spoiled potion, weak effect. Let's just not drink random potions from now on, okay?
Check the day on the newspapers. It says Cronus 26 PE on most of them. Last year. Some of these are from your birthday last year. Okay then.
So he drank a potion of transgender.
Ooh, what is this thing? Behind the bars, you see a very, very fancy warhammer.
Cool. Looks dwarven.
Yes, dwarven. Their craftsmanship is amazing. You also see a bag of griffin fodder goodies. Quite the expensive treat. Niche, too. It appears to be 100% meat. You could reach it easily.
Grab a handful of griffin fodder goodies. Reaching in between the bars, you easily scoop up a handful of the sticky little nuggets and toss them into your pouch of holding. This isn't even an item, it's just mush. You're pushing mush into the pouch. This does not count as loot in any shape, way, or form. You refuse to consider this loot in any way. This mush is not loot. You will not be able to find it in your inventory. It is anti-loot.
But everything else counts as loot?
This does not. Now stop thinking about the mush.
There we... Oh my god, we just made that DC! Yes! You know you can do this. Get that loot. Breathe in and you get the Dwarven Warhammer.
Great job. Got yourself a fancy hammer.
As you hold it up, you are confused. Adamantium, weighed in your hands. It is extremely light. Ah, the material. It is not great for a bludgeoning weapon. What? Try to hit the wall. It bounces off with a loud pang. Absolutely no damage to the wall, and the reverberations cause your hands to shake.
The fuck? Wait, is that...
A warhammer that is completely useless. Yep, adamantium.
Ah, I've heard about that. It's like a status symbol, right? Oh well, might intimidate someone at least.
It looks cool. It's essentially a cosplay prop. Ooh! That'll be handy. Turn undead, hell yeah. Alright, an amazing piece of dwarven craftsmanship, made in an extremely expensive and terrifying tough metal. This warhammer feels as light as a feather in your hands. That might be a problem, actually. Hitting anything with this just causes the hammer to bounce back. Why would anyone make a hammer out of this material? It's another charisma item, so that's interesting. Ooh, what's this? Who doesn't love a good lever? A lever on the wall of this dark chamber. Sure, pulling random levers has never ended poorly. It is probably connected with opening an entrance. The goblin leans out and lets out a single sound, then he just takes a step back.
Oh, Mick knows this. Pull lever will open secret door. That's how Master always put it. Lever equals secret door.
Levers can sometimes be used for other stuff too, you know.
They can?
Yeah, like...
Yes?
Like, your goblin companion also gets sucked into the thought, clearly struggling to come up with a single thing that would need the use of a large wooden lever of this kind.
Like what, Master?
A drawbridge.
A drawbridge? Oh, yeah. Yeah, a drawbridge. A drawbridge?
Yeah.
Oh, Master is so smart.
I'm only as smart as the people in my party.
Humble, Master. Very humble. Meek learn much. Very good. Very good. Drawbridge.
Why would a drawbridge use a lever?
Shh. Same. Oh, maybe Master will come up with answer later. Meek look forward to it.
You won't.
You don't want to pull the lever with me, Snell?
No, thank you. I'm going to assume it won't spring a trap or flood this strange chamber.
Pull the lever. You do so, putting a fair bit of force on it. As you do, a groan fills the chamber. A passage opens in the west wall. The smell of scorched wood and stone fills your nostrils. Logically, there's only one path this tunnel leads. The tea shop. Okay, so... yeah. Alright, so sure enough, this is probably another way that we could have reached the tea shop if we didn't have knock. Makes me glad that we do have it. You spot an indent in the wall. Something is here. The goblin squints, his eyes going from the hole to you. He nods. Pry the scorched stone. With a faint tug, the wall tile breaks apart, revealing a soot-covered but otherwise intact safe. That's one expensive box. Not the type you'd find in the back of a tea shop. Let's see what the Birdman's got for you. The safe is covered in iron studs, having been reinforced by a highly skilled blacksmith. There's a rotting handle at the center, its position used to input the entry code. Fine craftsmanship. Enter the safe's entry code. You rotate the handle around in the correct positions, and the safe opens with a metallic scraping noise. A layer of soot falls off as the contents are revealed to you. Yes, well done. Well done, cleric. Now let's see what we've got. You glance inside. The fire certainly did not reach anything here. Grab the coins. Oh, baby! You grab the pouch and add 101 crowns to your collection. Strange rock. More Jor shards. Exotic container. Ooh, mushroom dust. A form of light mago dust? Drugs. Mago drugs. Not even illegal, but expensive.
Nice. Snort it.
It is not drugs. It is magical enhancements. Drugs would not be allowed at the towers. No cleric can take such substances. But this, it's not good for you, no, but it could be useful. And more importantly, you are allowed it.
Nasty sludge. Enjoy it, cleric.
Grab the spell scroll. Detect poison and disease. You grab the scroll. It contains the spell Detect Poison and Disease, which has a very specific use case. You will most likely not need it.
The Birdman must have had it around to check bad tea, I guess? Interesting. This guy clearly thinks someone's going after him. And technically we are, but this was before the explosion.
Look inside the safe, you look at the paper. A single, very long sentence is written on it. Reminder, the third tile to the left behind the painting. If it doesn't work first time, try 3 more times, and the secret passage will open. Myself. Wow. Yep, you can open that secret passage now. The goblin stares at the paper.
Right, secret door. Got it. And just gotta say, this nefarious shit drummer was doing here, it's a miracle we didn't catch it sooner.
Yeah, you see, like, he was really bad at this shit. All right, it is now in-game midnight. So, and with the amount of fucking money I got, I can buy that helmet. It is you. It is. I'd like to... Nice tent.
Give me that helmet.
Of course. I had a feeling you'd be interested in it. Need a dream patch. Elven ointment. Scroll of comprehend languages. I would assume so. At such a great price. I apologize if the handwriting is a bit rough. I got it from a gnomish gentleman in Vorgeni, a pixie-dusting fiend of a man. Let's see. Incense, esoteric shards. I've already got 2 of these. I've already got Dream Patch. That's all for now. Yay, new helmet. All right, what's this helmet got for stats? Strength, charisma, but -1 wisdom and intelligence. And Armet. I like the look of this one too. Like, okay, if I were to pick a helmet design, typically in knights that I like, it's this one and this buckethead one. The helm of an Arcane-era paladin, mass-produced for legions in the Coast War. Extremely cool looking. Okay, so now that it is in-game midnight, is the elf that we talked to now where we were going to find her? No. It was here where we saw her, I think, because it's where we got the Paladin quest. I was wondering if we could tell her that the Paladin was dead, but I guess that doesn't matter now. All right, well, we checked out that secret passage, so now we're going to go see the hag. And depending on how long the conversation with the hag is, that might be where I end for the night, because, as I said, I'm keeping my streams to around 3 to 3.5 hours. It's a real shame I don't really have much in the way of charisma boosting myself. Like, besides maybe enhance ability. All right, we did a lot there, so we're going to go ahead and save. No, not overwrite. New save. There we go. Jump. Right. So even with the slow fall on you, this is still dangerous. So be careful. All. I know. Jump. Also, 4.5 minutes till the next ad break. You take a step on the ledge.
That is the way to dungeon. Meek is a little homesick. This is nice.
You sure about this? Of course, Nell. I can feel the magic of the well. Right. Magic well. Esoteric fall. Just jump. Damn it! The goblin joins you in your leap. Then, you drop into the darkness. For several seconds, you feel nothing but soaring air through your uniform and helmet, and the extreme tingling sensation fills your senses. The sense of falling. Then another sensation fills your gut. An esoteric sense. As your fall is gently and carefully slowed down until it becomes nothing but a faint descent. Oh, we're above where the dwarf was. Interesting. You can see the whole survey from here. Yeah, where he was still mining. Another shard of Jor? Yeah. This is an awfully ominous hallway. Northern Caverns, the city below. Another rat. That makes 4 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I just need one more. Oh. A dead fighter, clearly drowned, only bits are sticking up. What's in the water? Water's moving strangely here. What? There's potential here. Potential? Yeah, like the opportunity of a lifetime sits right here, right now. In this here weird cave lake. Yeah, I can feel it. It tingles. Deep. Oh, there's something in the water. A glint within the lake. All around you. Oh shit, is it another trap? No. It has no killing intent. You okay in there? The water rises. It takes shape, a figure, fluid and shimmering. A water elemental, one of the old guardians of the deep places. Surface Walker. The voice comes from everywhere, from the water itself. My domain is what you stand in, what you drink and bathe and boil.
I mean no disrespect, Elemental.
None taken where none intended. I offer you opportunity. The water swirls and churns. The land rights to this cavern, yours, to do with as you please. Land rights? This cave, this pool, the shore, all yours, for the low, low, low price of 25,000 shiny crowns.
25,000?
Yes.
That's one hell of an offer. Let's hear this lake thing out. I can't afford that.
25,000.
That's a scam, with a hint of potential return. Your companion says loudly across the cavern, "That'd be a good price if it was a developed region." It's a scam, obviously.
Obviously. And I also offer healing water, 100 for a gulp.
Now that's a scam. What do land rights even mean down here?
Official ownership recognized by the old laws. No goblin, no dwarf, no cleric may claim what is yours.
All right, well, we're going to go into the ad break. So 3 minutes, then an hour of no pre-rolls after. So hydrate, stretch, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back.
And we're back. Thank you for your patience. I cannot believe I'm about to,
a fucking water elemental is attempting to try and grift money out of me. This game is wild. Why would I want to own a lake?
Privacy, prestige, a place to call your own. The surface dwellers covet such things, do they not?
That seems steep.
Quality costs surface walker.
What else can you tell me about this place?
These caverns are old, older than your cities. Many have walked these paths. Few have returned. The deep places keep their secrets. Cryptic, as expected from an elemental.
And also vague, so that they don't tell you if something's really fucking wrong, and then suddenly you're out $25,000 or 25,000 crowns, and then this literally is just like the equivalent of how you will see on real estate sites how pretty a house looks on the exterior, but then you go inside and the foundation is fucked, the kitchen looks like shit, the wallpaper is practically peeling off to the point where you can make fucking paper mache with it. How long have you been here?
Time means little to water. I flow, I wait, I remain. Since before the dwarves, since before the cats. Simply another elemental left behind by some esoteric event.
I will be going now. Bye. Okay. But can I actually boost my I'm going to boost my charisma. Hold on. We had a charisma hammer. We have this charisma helmet. We have the pebble, and there was another charisma item. Was it a key? Where was that? There it is. A +3. I think I could do it with a +3. Let's do it. Oh my god, we we just made that. The elemental pauses, considering. 25,000, that's absurd. Surely we can negotiate.
You speak with conviction. Very well. 10,000 crowns, my final offer. A much better deal.
All right. Well, still can't afford that. Where's all my stuff?
Put you back there. Where's my pocket watch? Put you back here. Put my... I don't know if I want to lose Constitution for that. We'll do that. And then what was the other weapon that I had? Where's my glaive? Or halberd? Actually, it does kind of look more like a glaive than a halberd now that I look at it. Alright. Trifle with this. Shard of Jor. We're going to... save, because this is a very important moment. Yeah, that's a pair of giant, ominously dark chicken legs. They are not giant-sized. They are large-sized, possibly huge. Claws, dressed in shadows. You find yourself standing between the legs of this strange wooden hut. They move, the long, razor-sharp claws tapping the stone, their surface nothing but darkness for some darkness of some foul spell. They do not appear to react to your presence too much. However, this magical artifact is surely aware. You can't talk, I assume. No reply. Hey there, Claw. Does not respond. Anything I can do for you? Does not respond. You think we should do something with this? The goblin looks at you, then to the esoteric shadow. No. I would prefer not to be pierced by that thing. I agree. I'm not going to call him a pussy. I agree, you're smart. Sure. All right, in we go. Kitty. A black cat. Oh. I like her design. Lisa, youngish hag, birthed through the evil means of esoteric reproduction. This is a hag. A hagling, in fact, not quite so horrible and foul as a true hag, but that is not always a betterment. If anything, they might even end up in more positions of power due to their nature not being so completely evil. This one has lived a wild life. You can see it in her eyes. The years spent in service, the dream of a greater life, the bodies left in her wake. This hagling has nothing but a desperate love for life and freedom at this point. Let her have it. The scent of something acidic hits you when the girl tosses cuts of a red fruit into the cauldron. Those fruits, they're some type of mutated lingonberry. Lingonberry, a popular acidic berry native to inland Ascani. It is a staple in the Norvikian diet. Massive and juicy.
Hey, reach me the thistle, will you?
She points towards a bowl on your left, up on the shelf. It has purple flowers in it. There's another bowl next to it full of what looks like bat wings. What a stereotype. Hand her the bowl.
Thanks. I'm Lisa, by the way,
she says while dumping the flowers into the stew.
A freelance hag, a service diviner. Service diviner. I'd normally ask if you'd wished for a glimpse into the unknown future and fortune of thyself.
I wouldn't be against a quick divining or two.
How very cool. You're the one who stumbled into my very much secret little hiding hole here.
The goblin leans in, hissing out.
It's a hag, cleric. Careful. Just let me finish up the brew. Been working on this for hours.
The hag keeps stirring her giant wooden spoon in the cauldron's goop.
Though, I've got to ask, how'd you get down here anyhow?
You're a hag, aren't you supposed to know stuff like that?
Jeez, I'm not a walking god. There are only 2 real entrances to this place, and you sure as shit didn't break down the one at the front. I would have heard that.
That's a secret. Hold up a finger to the front of your helm.
How mysterious.
She scoffs and nods her head towards the goblin.
Your friend here. Halfways?
Yup. Bet you can guess why we're here. I can indeed. She lets out a cackling laugh. She turns back to you.
But you're some type of cleric, right?
No, I'm not a cleric. That's incorrect. Your companion groans.
You're not?
Where's the... I'm a druid, actually. You know, nature stuff.
Interesting. From what I can see, you're clearly a stringly attuned individual. That's interesting enough for me.
The tea shop. What do you know? She stops stirring. Taking a deep breath, then she glares at you.
First of all, I am not responsible. I do not have the power to cast a spell of that caliber. Not even close.
As a hag and diviner, she could very well have access to higher tier spells. I think you do, Lisa. You could cast a fireball, couldn't you? She scoffs, giving you an incredulous look. Then she averts her gaze slowly enough for it to look comedic. She is withholding information.
I do not use fireball.
Can you prove that?
Obviously not. But if you talk to the Freestriders, they can vouch for the fact that I'm no assassin, nor a terrorist. So why in all the hells would I memorize fireball?
But you could.
I could, and I have in the past, but I purposely do not carry fireball with me, since it's completely useless for my purposes, including self-defense.
Fine, but you do realize how suspicious this is? I believe you. She takes a deep breath.
Thank you. But you're a very strange person to trust a hag, even one with such wonderful puppy dog eyes like myself. Like that, you're truly weird.
Tell me about the necklace of fireballs. Her eyes go wide. The one used in the tea shop.
Holy shit, she mouths and starts looking around. Are you shitting me?
About what?
That's insane. The explosion, it...
You knew it was caused by an NOF. She frowns.
No, but it doesn't take a hag to figure it out, clearly. That type of magic can be unstable, sure, but if it exploded, someone must have detonated it on purpose. Something must have happened in there. Something bad.
So you think someone intentionally exploded an NOF in the tea shop? She nods.
Yes, someone must have had a goal in mind.
She turns away and mumbles.
But where did you even find an NOF? Why was it even in Norvik? I'm sorry, I don't have any good answers.
We need to talk about the elf. She freezes. Her eyes are stuck on the cauldron. She does not lift her gaze. After a few seconds, she opens her mouth, whispering.
So
She is dead, Lisa. She doesn't say anything. Snell gives you a solemn look before mustering up the courage to say something in the silence. She didn't suffer. How did you know this elf?
Pinja knows everyone.
She quickly closes her mouth, a flood of emotions. She knew everyone. A twinge of pain in her heart.
She was a conduit between party lines. The Asgals liked her. The Freestriders had deals with her. The city, She was part of the outreach. An Elim ambassador. Basically, so obviously she had word... An Elim ambassador, basically, so obviously she had word with the government as well.
What about you?
I knew her, like most. I met her at a gig. I was guarding the daughter of a magistrate, some blonde brat. Now Pinja, she could talk to anyone, and she did, so I was no exception. She was a friend. A good friend. Just a good person in general, at least at first.
At first?
She became an information broker, essentially, meaning she sold out friends left and right, including me. The Asgals released an entire series of articles about hag recruitment and illicit esoteric crimes in reads. Some of it bullshit, some of it very, very true. That almost ruined my career, mainly because I was quoted in the articles directly, anonymously, but that doesn't mean much when the Freestriders know everything happening behind the scenes. She bled me, like a hanging out to get dried
like a hanging out to get dried, royally. You read a micro-expression. She regrets trying for that simile. That's shitty. You don't backstab friends like that. Not if you want to keep your friends around. She made a lot of enemies that way, Pinja did. Including you? The hag gives you a wicked eyeing. Yes. I was going to chew her out in that tea shop after the meeting. Which is why I accepted that gig to begin with. But... She goes quiet. I was hoping she got away. If you hadn't been late, things could have been different. She frowns. Don't you think I know that? Lisa glances at the pouch on her table. Or at a pouch on her table. I read the bones the night before. It spoke of dread and doom for those around me. Another reason why I'm secluding myself. For now. Tell me about Mr. Drummer's little smuggling operation. What do you think I know? You're a diviner. Right. She lets out a short laugh. Drummer is an idiot. He wanted extra cash and had a hidden room that the city and goblins didn't know about. That's what I'm assuming, at least, she says and gives Snell a glance. No, you're right. That went under our noses. The Free Striders stored contraband with him. Some under-the-table stuff. Nothing too serious. They would not trust him with anything too serious. Like a necklace of fireballs? Yeah, like that. Why not? Have you met the guy? Mm-hmm. But he could have facilitated this situation with the tea shop. Drummer did not blow up that tea shop. He might be dumb, but he's not the type to do something like that. Not on purpose, at least. Then who did? A great question. I've been trying to figure it out myself. But the strings only speak of doom and gloom around me, no matter how I search. No mention of illicit fireballing wizards running around, sadly. Tell me what you know, Lisa. She nods. It's not much, I promise. A promise, which her soul does not keep. The goblin gives her a tired groan. Talk. I do a lot of different jobs for the Free Striders. This one wasn't special. At noon, the Tolstad tea shop. I don't remember its name. Nobody uses the name. I was supposed to be there to barter for an artifact with one of the city's contacts. The elf. Yes, I was supposed to be there. But look, I know how suspicious this sounds, but you have to believe me. Were you warned beforehand? No, I wasn't. Did you escape the blast? Not exactly. Did you plan it? No. You're fireproof. What? No! Why weren't you there? I was late. She grimaces. You're right. That is a bad excuse. I had been working all morning on settling down Dancer so we could move. The idea was to head over to Ulstragard until the election was over. The Free Striders had some work for me there. But I overslept. Then I overestimated how long it'd take to pack up. The Dancer can be a bit grumpy when I'm reducing him. And then I forgot to check my watch, and I was running late. I was right at the crossing when I heard the fireball, and felt the rumble. And it was a fireball, I'm certain. That sound, I could identify it from miles away. The goblin grumbles. It happens, but that's damn convenient. Yes, I know. Why'd you hide then? She stares at you in silence. The girl folds her arms and then averts her gaze. I know what I am. Either someone was out to get me, the goods, or... She clenches her jaw. Or there'd be a chance I'd get blamed for it. Hags aren't exactly the most popular in these parts. Any parts, really. So, I went to Rick's. I've got a key to the Sphinx, so I slipped down the well, set up Dancer, and figured I'd just hang out here for a while, until it all blew over. Not the first time I've gone into hiding, mind you. You do realize how... Yes, It's suspicious as all hells. I'm a clear suspect, but I'm telling you I didn't do it. You can feel the age vanish from her as she pleads with you. I was supposed to die, then and there. For some reason, I didn't. Have you looked into why? Of course. The haggling sighs dramatically over her brew. The strings show nothing but visions of smoke and iron in that tea shop. The one thing they do show me is that you will believe me. I will? Yes. Because you know I don't have any God-be-damned reason to blow up that tea shop. And whoever did it is still out there. So take it or leave it. Now that you've found me, I'm not going anywhere, I assure you. So, smoke and iron? Smoke and iron. Tells me nothing. Clearly tells you nothing as well. Gods, she mutters. What a mess you made, Pinja. I guess I believe you. Thank you. And the haggling lets out a groan, the type that makes her appear more like an annoyed teenager than an ancient, wise fae being. Just ask whatever you must. I will tell you everything I know. But I did not blow up the tea shop. I've got other questions now, but you better stick around Tolstad for now, just in case. Yeah, I will. She looks off to the side. I will. You believe her. So you're a hag, right? Sure am. But you don't look like a hag. Is that a compliment I hear? Or are you implying something? It's a compliment. She gives you an upside-down frown. Sure, I can see that. Young and hot, right? Something like that. She shrugs. She mutters to herself. I suppose there's a general obsession among mortals to value youth, since death is so oppressively looming on the horizon. Hold on, are you immortal? Functionally, sure. MHR was a dirty business. Her voice suddenly sounds much, much older. But now I'm free, a freelancer, a free strider, she cackles. I'll live for a few centuries further, surely. The esoteric and wild and primal powers keeping hags together is not as well understood as liches or vampires or elves. Maybe I'll see 3 eras in my time, if I'm unlucky. Where do hags even come from? She grins. The grime and gruel, the moss and stone, we spawn out of the evil of man. The hag then drops her grin and looks away. No, it's actually worse. She waves her hand. We eat children. I'm sorry? You heard me. So what? It's not just a horror story to scare kids? Nope, all true. Hags reproduce by eating children of mortal folk, and through bloody rituals spawn a daughter.
Yeah, I remember that being the case with Auntie Ethel in Baldur's Gate 3. In terms of how you can... Oh wait, it's not midnight in game, it's just 11 p.m. I'm stupid. I misread 22 way back when as midnight. God, my brain does not function right sometimes. So it's 11 p.m. Believe me, the hag is one of the most horrific creatures to ever walk upon the earth. You speak as if you're not one of them. I'm getting to that. Their covens held great power in various dark corners of the coast. That is, until most of them united under the Great-Grandmother. They did so to fight against the Magocrats. They lost, as did all those who stood up to them during their height. MHR, that's mass hag recruitment, was employed by many Magocrats in the aftermath, as a way to exploit the primal powers of the hags. The subjugated grandmothers would be fed children en masse, enchanted children. Oh God, what kind of enchantment? No one knows. The various Magocrats kept that a closely guarded secret, one that has not been revealed to me yet, at least. You see, these children would go through the usual ritual, but when they were reborn, they would only hold a fraction of power of a regular hag. Oh, as a form of control. They were called haglings. They were unstable, used as esoteric bombs in the war. Fodder for the meat grinder. So just strong enough to cause damage, but not so strong that they could either fight back or they could, or not so strong that they could, like, potentially fight back against them. Ugh. However, 1 in 20 would produce someone like me. A hag, but not. Someone who could be loyal, trained. You may call us half-hags or young hags. But since the classic hag is so rare these days, and we are the only ones who remain in public, most simply call us hags. So you're not really a hag, she scoffs. Just like you're not really a human. What? Ya-ta-ta, she mutters to stop you. It's your scent. You've got a few drops of dwarf blood in you. It's a metallic twang, if you wish to know. Yeah, I can see it. I'm proud of my dwarven heritage. Good. Bet that's why you're down here, seeking dark and damp tunnels to dig through. She cackles. So, hags are evil? Yes. She gives you a bright smile. I'm practically an evil bitch of a hag. Naturally, too. Selfish, petty, vengeful. A creature of spite and contempt. Corrupting all that is good. You don't forget ugly and morose. She cackles and gives you a smile. Want me to cut your limbs off, buddy? Please don't. The HBWT needs him a bit. The HBWT needs him a bit longer. Oh, so what? After the election, it's fair game? The goblin shrugs. Sure. Post-election, Sageleaf won't have a problem with cleric dismemberment. Deal. Interesting. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference between a hag and a witch? A witch is a woman whom insecure men do not wish to call a wizard. Oh yes, typical men. I hate men. They're the worst. Sweat. You sound a bit salty about that. Personal issue? I'm a wizard and I say there should be a differentiation between men and women. I'm in professions like that. Fuck off. No. So you sound a bit salty about that. Personal issue? Salty? Are you seriously trying you mad brother me? No, I'm being serious. Then I am as shocked as I am appalled at your stupidity. She laughs. Oh, God. Because the first answer kind of comes off as very Mordecai from regular show kind of answer. She laughs, a deep groaning laughter, like she's shrieking in a deep cavern. Then she stops, abruptly. You are a little man, full of pain and anguish. If you retain such contempt, perhaps one day you will grow into becoming the exact opposite of a hag, in male form. That will be a day for you to rue, little man. It stings. Such harsh words from such an evil creature. You deserve it. Hold on. What? You don't be so hard on them. They're trying their best with what little mental faculties they have. Words stemming from a lived life. That went in a direction I really didn't expect to have. Because, like, as I said, the first answer read to me kind of like how you would say, how, like, Mordecai from regular show would say it. You know, the very much, like, nice, like, the all men but not me kind of thing. Like, kind of like All Men Are Pigs by Studio Killers. I have some other stuff I want to talk about. I'm sure you do. You know what? Given how it is 3, that's all for now. It is past 3 p.m. Or 3 p.m. in game. It's past the 3-hour mark rather in game. So I could probably fit one more question. I'm sorry. Is that a dancing person in the? What the fuck? Hold on. A jittering and very tiny goblin is dancing in the cage. The fuck? Wait, I don't have speak with animals prepared. Fuck. All right. I think we could fit one more question. Point towards the dancing goblin in the cage on her shelf. Is that smarter? Ah, so that's his name. Snell leans in and squints towards the tiny creature in the almost as tiny cage. Huh. Well, you look at that. No worries, I'm not torturing him for fun. It's revenge, you see.
Ah, well, then it's okay.
It's not even really torture. It's just an induced state of dancing. It'll go away in a bit.
Stare at her.
He looks like he's having fun.
The hag sighs.
Let me explain. Somehow he found his way down here and knocked on my door. So, not someone like yourself. And, well,
he tries stealing stuff in an overly brazen way.
I see there's a pattern emerging here.
Less of a pattern and more like a fucking mosaic. But yeah, he's got some issues. She rolls her eyes.
By the time I told him to leave, he'd already stuffed his pants full of potions. So, to make sure it doesn't happen again, I'm teaching him a lesson.
Via forced dancing in a cage.
You make it sound so brutish. I'm really doing him a favor.
How do you feel about this, Snell? Might be good for him. I suppose we should advocate for his release. I mean, if you find the energy for it. Maybe you can stay in there for a bit longer.
I promise to let him go soon. I'm really no typical hag, taking joy in all this. But it's not every day I get to have the chance... It's not every day I get to have the moral superiority to actually soft torture someone. Gotta take those ops when they pop up, you know?
I curse my ops to dance for eternity on... I curse my ops to dance eternally in the ashes of their own families. This shit ain't nothing for me, man. To me, man. Tell me about this divination magic of yours. Divination is not your strong suit. However, there is a logic at hand here. One you could untangle.
The divination school of magic is the esoteric art of reading Jor's strings, either to make deductions about the present or assumptions about the future.
Interesting way to put it. Divination is the school I'm least proficient in.
I'm the opposite. It's the only one I got drilled into loving more than anything.
Her gaze lowers down, her bright eyes widening as she stares into the soup goop.
Legend says Jor's realm is a bit special, though.
Oh? What do you mean?
Fate.
She picks up the giant spoon to stir the pot.
From anticipalian knowledge to extraplanar excursions, it is clear Jor made our world a bit different.
Oh, okay, so you want to know why I kind of also didn't want to pick answer 1 in that question back there? It's because they added sweat, and I was like, what? Like, I don't know. Again, that first answer just didn't read right. Oh well. What's done is done. Y'all know.
If you believe those legends, then magic is supposed to be channeled through webs. Although it is funny that she gave me damage because it felt like she cast vicious mockery on me. Channeled through webs. Interconnected ley lines spun into the fabric of each material plane. Here our ley lines are more like little bumps. Nodes. Not so connected as much as they all bump into each other.
They're not nodes, though. They're strings.
Indeed, she cackles. The practical outcome of this is, if you trust the accounts of arcanists who apparently went on excursions to other worlds, quite simply that, well, divination is powerful and difficult. Some would argue the most difficult to learn. I'm just not tooting my own horn here. It's really tricky.
They said the same thing at the towers, yeah.
Good. Wouldn't want them spreading misinformation. The haggling tosses some tiny bones out over the cauldron.
They fall, then don't. You see them floating in place above the surface of the sludge. Knuckle bones.
She cackles. Perhaps you would like to attempt it yourself?
No tips or tricks?
I could also offer a bit of a bargain, if you're interested. I'm in need for some resources, and I imagine you might be able to get your hands on some.
What kind of resources?
I need 5 apples, 3 swamp extract, 2 cardamom treats, and a maw pie. Pronto.
That's a shopping list.
More or less, yes. Although, skip the apples and the swamp extract. And the cardamom treats, no need for that. It was just a craving.
Look at her.
Just get me a maw pie, if you can. But of course, if not, you can still try reading the bones on your own. I'd love to see if you can do it.
How do you make them float like that?
Ah, it's the heat.
Oh?
They're taken from an ice devil. It's like magnets. They don't really want to get close to any major heat source.
So it's like a magnet.
Yes, cleric. It's like a magnet.
She rolls her eyes. Is there a manual or something?
No. This kind of hag magic is passed down orally.
Where do I get a maw pie?
Oh, they're quite rare in Norvik. Only a few specific bakers know how to make them. And of course, Rick's always has a few in stock.
So I need to go get one from Rick's?
Yes, please. Thanks.
Attempt to read the bones. You were a little sexist, just a bit. Shit. She likes that you're weird. Yeah. Well, I didn't know. You lean in and stare at them. They have landed in a very specific order and shape, and you have no idea what it means. Can't I, like, feel the magic and just figure it out? More or less. But you're not feeling it right now. So what? Should I just make something up? That would be unwise. Look at the hag and nod. I got nothing.
Perhaps it's not your time.
Intelligence? Not quite. It must have something to do with the esoteric nature of the bones. A dead animal? Necromancy? No. It's divination. Of course there's no necromancy involved. That would be ridiculous. No, this has to do with the strings. But to see them, you must concentrate. How? Logically, it would be the same as any other esoteric event you've examined. Simply focus. Yeah, but how? Just do it. Do what? Stop thinking. That's rich coming from you. Fine. You will have to do this later then.
Having trouble, little man?
Yes.
Oh, don't worry. You'll get there eventually.
She cackles. Wait, the DC lowered? You've thought about it. It's 15 now. We'll make this the last roll. Son of a bitch! Alright. No idea what it means. Can't I, like, feel the magic and just figure it out? More or less. But you're not feeling it right now. So what, do I make something? Okay. I've got a bunch of these, so why not? One more. Much better. You stare at the bones, but nothing. No insight. No esoteric understanding. They're just bones. Unless... Close your eyes. Close your eyes. You reach forward, above them. Reach forward to the strings. You see or feel strings. They tangle around the bones, connecting with you. And the hag. Ah, yes, augury. Far above the bones, the strings appear to fade away, but they are far. That is fate. The bones read into the strings. Weal and woe.
Oh, yes. You're met by the side of a hagling
doing a little dance.
That's it! You can see it! Not many can learn so easily, cleric. I'm impressed.
Did something happen? What? What did I do?
You got the vibes, that's what.
She hands you a piece of torn paper with instructions on it. Augury.
It's no true divination, but it's of the divination school. Casting it allows you to see an outcome in the near future. You will either receive a weal or a woe.
A good or bad outcome?
Yes, so you'll know with a bit more certainty what your next action will result in. Of course, it sucks to get a woe. That means you'll most likely screw up your next activity. But I suggest just getting it out of the way in that case, biting the bullet, so to speak.
I'll try it out. Thanks for guiding me.
No troubles. Just fun to see you touching the esoteric here. Make sure to read the instructions properly so you don't mess it up with a bad reading. Okay? Okay.
I don't need the knuckle bones or...
Nah, this is just a fell tire method. My personal favorite. You could do it with anything somewhat weird and or fancy. Some people like cards, others throw darts. I knew this one guy who would cut the head off chickens and have them run around in a little... Wait, have them run around the little makeshift arena. I think I've heard of that guy.
What?
Fairly sure it was in the papers. Ghoulfriend. Yes, I believe he set up shop in Verdun somewhere. Terrible person. I hope he's dead by now. Anyhow, just flip a few coins or something. That'll work fine. Now, if you don't mind, I've got some stuff to handle here. So unless you want me to make a wand for you, are we done here?
All right. That's all for now. Well, I made a complete ass of myself. I didn't... Again, that first answer read off as very, like... I don't know. I felt like those options were not the best on that. But hey, I mean, we got to meet the hag. Hell yeah. All right, so... Because, like, I saw that line and my brain went to that one clip you see in regular show where... I forget the name, but it's the girl that Mordecai is crushing on, and she goes like, what boyfriend? Like, guys are dumb anyway. And then Mordecai goes, yeah, dudes suck. And then he makes like a yeah face at Rigby. That's the energy I got from that line. But maybe the sweats should have been a better indicator. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this was really nice. We made a lot of progress. We finally got to meet the tea shop owner, and we managed to meet a few other important characters involved with it. We still need to find Frank, son of Frank, which will have to involve the underground at some point. I just need to find that goddamn amulet or the gem that's supposed to go into the lion head. But otherwise, we did a lot of really cool stuff tonight. So, yeah, for anybody watching on YouTube... be sure to follow me over on my YouTube area here if you're seeing this and not subbed. And I'm usually live on Twitch at 7 p.m. CST on Tuesdays through Thursdays. And on my Blue Sky is usually where I am announcing my go live. So descriptions, got my socials, and got all the socials of the artists that have done all my models and everything. So be sure to check the description and all that. So yeah, with that said, hope you all have a good rest of your time zones. Stay hydrated, keep your postures checked, be good out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye.